Hi, everyone. A few notes before we get into this week's episode. First, thanks for your patience. We've had several real-life scheduling conflicts that required me to assemble this episode from 3 shorter sessions run over a 2-week period. The silver lining is that we've ended up with a nice, long, action-packed episode that sees some major plot developments along the way. Second, a brief content warning relating to surgery and medical procedures that feature in a couple of scenes. With one of our player characters being a medtech, this shouldn't come as too much of a surprise, but a heads up nonetheless. Finally, a belated thank you to all of our recent patrons. You are what keep the podcast going, and we truly couldn't be doing this without you. Thanks to returning patrons Jonathan Morgantini, Matt Reed, and Tyshawn Wise, and welcome aboard our very own Kenny Stewart. He's not just a patron, he's also a member of the Order. Now on with the show. This episode of the Esoteric Order of Roleplayers is brought to you by the generosity of our backers on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/esotericrp to find out how you can become a backer too. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up with all the latest news, and join our Discord community to chat with players and fellow listeners. The Esoteric Order broadcasts from Santa Fe, New Mexico. We recognize these episodes are produced on the traditional territory of the Tewa-speaking Pueblo peoples, and we acknowledge their community, their ancestors, their elders both past and present, and future generations.
The Esoteric Order of Roleplayers present The Reclaimed Perimeter, a Cyberpunk Red campaign, with David Larkins as the Game Master.
David, you were talking about this game.
Okay,
right?
So yes, we are doing kind of a 3-parter, largely because I sort of planned this campaign out in the way that I do usually with my duet games, particularly my World of Darkness duet games, which is I make a playlist ahead of time, and then those songs become the episode titles. I may move the songs around within the playlist once I've cemented the songs I want, but yeah, that's pretty much gives me a rough outline, because I can look at the song title or think about the lyrics or even just the tone of the song and think, yes, that is going to, be here because I want this part to be very intense, or I want this part to be very thoughtful or pensive or whatever. And then as I'm planning out the sessions, as we get to the sessions, I kind of, start from there, make some bullet points. Also, I've been using the Cyberpunk recommended beat chart, right? That they call it.
Yep,
beat chart.
yep. Mm-hmm.
We come up with these beats. We talked about that a little bit already, where they say that each beat should take about a half hour of gameplay, and I'm finding they're ranging between 60 to 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So now, I don't think that that's particularly anybody's quote unquote fault or anything like that, and I don't think there's any structural issues there. I just think it's like, maybe planning the thing out in the same way that I do for a 1-player game, but applying it to a group game wasn't a good call on my part, possibly, because I do want to accommodate like side stories, side quests, if you will. I don't want everyone to just be like, all right, people, I have a plot in mind, buckle up, here we go, So
right.
I want to allow for people to like pursue threads that are interesting to them. I think the main thing, honestly, is I want to get combats faster, because I'm just finding that our combats are taking a long time. Like the last week's little gunfight in the warehouse, which really wasn't supposed to be much, and it wasn't. I mean, you guys. I mean, it was a little challenging. You had the tear gas, and got clipped by a bullet here and there or whatever. But
but it was still only a few rounds of combat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It took like an hour.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is that possible? So I don't know. Weirdly, and this might be a Roll20 thing. We'll blame it on Roll20.
Yeah, do that.
But the thing with The thing with combat Cyberpunk is like if you roll 2 or more 6s on damage, you inflict a critical injury. And we've had like what, 1, maybe 2 critical injuries? Yeah, 1.
Yeah.
So, that's weird. I think we're sort of weirdly defying the odds there. And I think the critical injury rules are in there for that very reason, to kind of expedite things a little bit, so you don't necessarily have to reduce your opponent to 0 hit points every single time, or what have you. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a little bit more. I haven't really had an opportunity yet, but I'm gonna do a bit more cogitating and internet research, I guess you could say. Watching a couple videos or reading some blog posts or what have you. In terms of just getting combats to move a little faster and more dynamically. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And of course, obviously, unfortunately, Schimpf had to miss, the last couple sessions, and it was right when I was going to kind of move his character into a more central plot line. So I've been playing for time a little bit there too, so
yeah.
That's a thing. It's just real life, getting in the way. So
best laid plans of mice and men.
Indeed. So what I'm hoping is that this weird little 3-part recording session is going to make one nice little whole, and it's going to kind of get everything back to the point I wanted to be at like a week ago, and then we'll just roll straight on over to the next thing, and that following session will actually wrap up Act 2. So we'll really just have one act left after that. So it's not so terrible,
Right.
Mainly, I just want to get combat faster. That's my goal. So.
All right. Well, then you have to talk faster.
You got it.
You have to talk faster. And then he shoots at you, and then he rolls it. Oh, he hit you. Okay, let me roll the damage. Ah!
Yeah. It sounds like everyone's first home game. Like that's what they sound like.
Yeah.
You got you. This is 6 damage. Right in your arm. Everything always hits you in the shoulder. Like if it's an arrow or something. Arrow.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. Oh man, for years in our high school D&D games, whenever like a random encounter was indicated, it was always like a rustling in the bushes, and then something would like jump out.
It's like Pokemon. Like the tall grass.
a wild goblin appears,
I love it.
All right. So with that in mind, what we're going to do tonight is basically go through the last couple bullet points I had from last week that we didn't get to. And
I think we can do 2 bullet points.
I hope so.
We
just
really
did one last time.
Yeah, we did a bullet point last time.
Bullet point.
We're gonna get there. It's gonna be fun.
Right. Yes, we'll do it. We're focused. I also think I misunderstood Rainey's question at the top of the session, which I think then derailed everything. I feel like it was my fault.
No, it's not your fault.
Because I was like, why did I answer it that way? And why did I decide to do? I don't know. Anyway.
You're magical. Everything was great. We did extra bullet points that weren't on the list.
No, you did. You did full on spontaneously create your own bullet point, which is fine. I mean, that's.
Wait, what was that bullet point?
Life finds a way. That bullet point.
Sure Danger Girl was a bullet point.
That was the bullet point that was not on my list. Yes.
Oopsies.
But you know what? You can't. As a GM, I need to remind myself, you cannot introduce an outfit called Danger Girl that has a cat girl wearing a beret as their logo and expect the players just to be like,
whatever.
Like, that's cool. Moving on.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fuck with that.
I'm going to go do gymnastics. But
yeah. Or like, I want to go back to the dirt camp and watch a guy with bloody stumps walk around and make fun of him and throw matches at him or something. Like, what the fuck?
Throw lit matches at him, yeah.
I think we're going to actually want to check out Danger Girl. There's a HQ that seems fancy. It seems like they have like an ice cream sundae shop at the lobby, and that's where I want to be right now.
Mm-hmm.
So pardon us for wanting to escape reality.
Yeah. The throwing matches thing reminds me of something I read about where these kids in the 50s had this game where they'd go down into the basement of one of one of the kids' houses, turn out the lights, and then each one would have a box of matches. And these are like the old matches that you could just strike on anything and they'd light up,
Oh,
and so basically the idea was to like light a match and then flick it at like one of the other kids, and like then you'd have to like dance around manically trying to put the match out before it set them on fire. But of course, by lighting the match, you're revealing your own position, so then a bunch of matches would come flying at you.
I don't even know what to say about that. That seems dangerous and weird.
Yes, it actually. I think the punchline of the story was that it actually ended up lighting the house on fire because one of the matches landed in a laundry basket and they didn't notice, and then they went off to get like ice cream sundaes or something.
Oh, good job, kids.
Yeah.
Randy, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, and we're on a boat.
Yes.
Yes, we are. We are on a boat.
We're on a boat.
Okay, so sorry I don't have a foghorn. I only have the DJ air horn sound effect. I don't have a foghorn.
Well, I think that's what a cyberpunk foghorn would sound like.
It would, yeah. The DJ, yeah.
It's like, oh no, the fog's rolled in.
You're just hanging out at your seaside apartment, like listening to the air horn and just being like, so romantic.
Yes.
That's what did
Oh
it.
yeah,
Okay.
you panic. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Yep.
got it.
Right.
That's the foghorns. The
Got 'em.
foghorns of Cyberpunk.
We're safe
Yep.
now. We know there's fog.
Yeah, there's fog. We won't crash
Good.
into rocks.
I'm glad.
Or
How
buildings.
loud is it? Is it
It's
piercingly
pretty-
loud?
It's
or-
not ear piercingly.
Mm-mm. It's pretty low.
Please stop it. Please.
All
Like
right.
not so low that it doesn't bother Des, but
Yeah.
it's decently low.
Yeah. Okay, we got music.
All right. So, yes, you are on a boat. So, it's a rusty old beast. It's a rusty old tub. Pitted and the windows are kind of, the glass is a little bit permanently fogged, and it's just cold. The heater doesn't work, up on the bridge. But you've got all your equipment loaded on there, and it's only a short jaunt out to Morrow Rock, right?
Yeah.
Yep. It is one bullet point away. So
What could
right.
go
get
wrong?
to it.
What could go wrong?
So indeed, actually, nothing goes wrong. The
Oh.
passage
Yay!
goes off without a hitch,
End of session.
and
Yeah.
1000
and,
BB.
yeah, and that was actually both bullet points. So
Cool.
easily enough.
Describe the boat, and you're done.
And then arrive at the rock. Yeah. So
Yeah,
we were
the
actually
rock.
that close.
rock.
Welcome to the rock. All right. So, but yeah, no, no need for any rolls or anything. The sea is calm. The wind is a non-issue. You are sailing at night. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that important detail. But
We're
by
all
choice, I
We're all
might
suspicious
emphasize.
of you.
Yeah.
We're all suspicious of you.
Well,
I'm
we
just
were
saying.
going to sail at sunset, but then the combat delayed us, so now it's night.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
well,
actual night, not Kinnigat.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
But yeah, no, the docks out on the rock are actually better lit and maintained than the ones you departed from. You can tell as soon as you are, docking that this is kind of a high level installation. Obviously,
Savage Docks?
yeah, Savage Docks is the crappy one. That's where you
Okay.
departed from.
Okay, all right.
These
we
are the
departed from
docks.
Doc Martens.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes, Doc Martin, please.
Yeah.
Come on, keep it straight.
Check
Get educated. But yeah, so the docks here on Morrow Rock are very high end. Very like opening scenes of Jurassic Park level.
No.
And so even as you are dropping anchor and doing your whatever post sailing checklist or whatever, you can see the giraffes moving down the pier, getting ready like a majestic flock of
Mm,
mechanical
so much.
giraffes.
yes. Those are
like
good
some kind
ones.
of Broadway production of The Lion King. They move down the pier.
Sorry, I don't know why that's so funny.
And so there's just the little matter of kind of meeting with the people who are supposed to sign for everything and making sure everything is where it needs to go and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would definitely be conspicuous, as I usually do,
Mhm.
because obviously someone is expecting this giant ass equipment that is behind me on this boat. So
Oh yes.
I feel like if I am, my shiny self, like all standing proudly at the prow of the ship, I don't know.
I love that. That's good.
I'm just like
I'm into it.
waiting for someone to claim this stuff so I can get my money.
Right.
All right. So I assume the gangplank is lowered and all that kind of good stuff, and so as you are standing there with your fists on your hips and whatnot, you see a small party of dock workers come aboard. How about
Okay.
Skoden? Are you what are you doing this whole time? Are you lurking up on the bridge still, or?
Yep, I'm at the bridge. I have just finished communicating with the nautical equivalent of air traffic control.
Mhm,
My docking berth and whatnot, all that. Just pulled in and away anchor. I think I don't know boat stuff either. So, I grew up in like double landlocked states.
Yeah, I know, right? Falling way out of our depth.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Ahoy.
So,
Uh-huh.
right. I'm talking to the bosun as I make my way to the forecastle or whatever the fucking shit. I don't know.
I'm disappointed that you just skipped that opportunity to make a poop deck joke, but
Yeah.
we'll just
I'm
that
talking
just
to
shows
the
your
bosun.
level of ignorance.
Swabbing the poop deck.
Yeah, you didn't make a swabbing the poop joke. Yeah, yeah.
There's isn't there something? There's a cock something. I don't know.
Oh, a coxswain.
Coxswain?
Yeah,
But
that one.
I feel like that can't be right because that's how it's spelled. So it has to be
Right,
like
of course. It's
Coulson
pronounced
or some shit.
Yeah, it's pronounced Coburn, actually.
Colbert. It's pronounced Colbert, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I feel like I'd be making my way towards, the main deck area where the, cargo's to be unloaded from the bridge, having seen to all of the docking procedures.
Very good, very good. So, Dooley, yeah, you're seeing these dock workers come aboard. They're all. It's a bunch of men. They're all, pretty much what you would expect of dock workers. Fairly grubby looking. But they're all wearing like the same kind of coveralls.
You have a uniform.
Yeah, exactly. And little hats.
Oh, cute.
Apologies to any dock workers who listen to this podcast.
Well,
they
look,
were
these
just
are
disparaged.
these are cyberpunk dock workers, so they're not necessarily the same as dock workers of today. You see.
Yeah.
Currently dock
They're a
workers.
poser gang of what they think dock workers look like.
Oh, man,
Oh
that's deep.
no, that's super
That's
meta.
Yeah.
Super meta. Okay.
So, so yeah, they begin to take a look at the equipment. I'm kind of imagining like that this is your sort of classic container ship where there's like the bridge at the back and then there's just a big flat area in the front where you put the cargo and tie it down. So
Every single thing that you are saying right now sounds instantly suspicious to me. I don't know what is going on. I am very nervous. And the way you're delivering all of this information, I am
Well, then
instantly
I
suspicious
didn't
of
do a
everything.
thing. I have
Julie is
never
never
done
nervous, even when she
anything wrong
should
in my
be.
life.
So
Yeah,
they're
right.
probably ignoring me completely, and I'm just saying all of my fun boat things at them, like, "Oh, welcome to the poop, my swabbies," and I have like Dracula up on my shoulder, like where a parrot should be and stuff. And, like they don't care.
Yeah.
living your best pirate fantasy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, so yeah, actually, as the team is like kind of going over everything, making sure everything looks okay, making faces about this this particular bit of wiring or this particular piece of the engine that doesn't look right or whatever, basically, one of them breaks away. He's like definitely the shortest of the lot. Doesn't really look like this big strapping dock worker type. Like all the others, he's a black man and probably African. Just judging by their accents as they're talking to each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so, but this guy, as he approaches you, hails you, and he has like a full American accent, right? So he he's just like, oh hey, you must be the fixer who Tace set up.
That is correct. Purposely chosen by Tace, perfect connection for you, and I have brought the goods as promised.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, it looks good. So yeah, let's here, I can just get you paid right here if you've got the docs for me to sign and all that.
Of course. Like, get it out of my little saddlebag.
Mm-hmm.
Have to move all the bullets out of the way. Like,
it's like clattering sounds.
Clicky, clink.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, as you're doing that, he's, just kind of looking at the ship and, he says, well, I really appreciate you guys getting this out here. We're kind of moving on to the next phase of this whole construction project. So, we're about ready to actually start doing some tests on the mass driver,
That's so exciting.
Yeah, I like to think so. Previously we've just, it'd be nice when it's up because, we've been sort of limited to using scramjets to get up and down between here and the Crystal Palace,
Oh, yes, that will never do. Certainly in this new phase of your construction, there are more things you may need.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of up to the foreman and everything, but yeah, no, I'm guessing we'll need more stuff. Sure.
Well, of course, don't forget, here's my info. I'm reliable at this point to send my little e-card.
Yeah.
over.
Right. He sends his back. His name's Akil Adeowe.
Mm-hmm.
What does he look like?
Which I will put into the chat.
Based on the description, I think he looks like Kevin Hart. So.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of Kevin Hart, sure. Or
Adeoye.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
Thank you. I mangled it, didn't I?
It's okay. Adeoye.
Got it. He's got a friendly face, trustworthy face, and I'll say, Skoden, as you were up there in the bridge, you kind of had that elevated look onto the construction site, and he seems to be telling the truth. You see this big basically like Superman the Ride equivalent track just sticking straight up into the air, and then you also see a couple of these scramjets that are on the tarmac. These are just basically, like, think a private jet with like a gigantic engine on the back, like a gigantic rocket engine on the back that's just gonna hurl them up into orbit.
Yeah, I am familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Skoden, we should get one of those.
Indeed, we should get two.
I don't think you have that many points to buy Moto twice.
Uh-oh.
Not yet.
So, but yeah, no, he seems like a nice guy, and this seems like a very well-funded operation. So, there you go.
Now, how much would we know in world about the runnings of these operations?
In terms of what?
Like, do we know like who owns Crystal Palace Bartertown and stuff like that? Are we like familiar with all those things?
Who runs Bartertown?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You would know that. Up until what is it, like 15? Well, up until the Fourth Corporate War, these orbital stations were owned by corporations and were kind of enclaves for the super rich. And then with the war, the largely African labor force kind of just took them over, and they're being run by them now. So they're the captains now, if you will. Oh dear, that was a quality joke too.
Whatever we need, I'm making it happen. I'm making it happen.
Okay, I just had a major freeze there. So,
Me too.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Where did I cut out?
Because you said that we, like, basically that we know the history, that it should be kind of was taken over by these African groups that are kind of doing everything now. And so I was saying then, cool, everything's as expected, because this is what I would expect to see here.
Yes.
Like,
you missed my quality joke then about how they took it over, so they're the captains now.
Oh, yes, that is a good one.
Oh my
yes.
God.
Necessary. Okay, I'm glad we went back for that. Very good.
Oh man.
I did time for Father's Day.
So yeah, and so I was just saying that I'm just doing everything I need to do to make sure I get my stuff to get paid. So offloading, signatures, yeah, all that stuff.
Yep, signatures, certifications, all that crap. You do the paperwork. Meanwhile, the giraffes are starting to come up on board, and they're being hitched to the pallets or what have you, and they're going to start moving the equipment off.
Yay.
So go ahead and give yourself whatever we agreed to. What's your payments?
God.
Was it 2,000? I think it was 2,000.
2,000 IP? That's awesome.
It was 1,000 EB per person.
Per person, right. So it would be 2,000, yes. Yes. Since
except we have our computer person. They're not here in person, but they were very instrumental in setting all of this up and making sure we got here safely. So I do have 3 people that I'm paying. See, that's the thing. 3 people.
Yes.
Yes, but sadly, Miracle Worker is not
what?
Not recognized. That sort of.
I will buy her a body just so I can get paid for it.
Well, okay, actually that raises an interesting question. Is it saying per person in game, like diegetically, or is it saying per player who is involved in the mission?
Okay, I'm gonna go look and see how it's worded.
This is an important question. Yeah,
it is.
This is the kind of thing you need to get kind of rules lawyery about. The difference of 1,000 euro beans.
So Skoden, I'm curious what Skoden's doing while Dooley is flitting about.
Yeah, she was directing everything and making connections and networking and making sure that we're getting paid. And I'm just walking around, making sure everything seems on the level, and also keeping an eye out for any corpo assassins and stuff like that, because I'm still very on edge about that. I still feel as though I have a target on my back. So I'm walking around with heightened awareness everywhere I go, looking over my back. Especially
your imagination.
Just before we left the docks, we were given explicit instructions to bring you in alive. You don't say. So I'm very much on edge about that.
All right.
It looks like
so it
you
just
are
says pay for job per person. It's very vague.
All right. Well, we'll split the difference, and we'll say that this job is 2,500.
All right. I will accept these terms.
All right. So the money is transferred, all that is set up, and I assume Miracle Worker's just kind of chilling this whole time.
No, I'm not. Actually, I can't be chill because Skoden is walking around like he's on edge.
You got your
freaking out.
sacrifice last time, though. You got your sacrifice at the warehouse, so
That's one part that's appeased, but the other part he's like all agitated and like freaking out, and it's making me freak out. So I don't
freaking out. I'm just frosty,
frosty. You're trying to be cool, edgy.
I'm on alert. You know what I mean? Like in Aliens, stay frosty. It's like stay alert,
I know.
stay
Yeah.
all that. That's what I mean. So I'm I'm looking at corners. I'm looking at doors. I'm eyeing every worker suspiciously. One will like unzip the jumpsuit and reach in for like cigarettes or whatever, and I'm like halfway drawing down on him, and then he just pulls out a banana for a snack or whatever.
That's super edgy. So you need to calm down. It's freaking me out. It's freaking everybody out. It's harshing everyone's mellow. I'm not into it. I'm not about it. So
Miracle Worker has hacked all of the like bio bonds of everyone in the area. Like everyone has an elevated heart rate.
Everyone's freaked out by you right now.
Mood about me.
Bro, you're freaking everyone out.
So
by the way, speaking of that sacrifice, I was trying to remember when I was describing like dumping the body into the water. I was trying to remember this thing, and I remembered it afterwards. So just for posterity, what I was thinking of in terms of the water was that sea snot phenomenon that's happening in Turkey right now. Are you guys familiar with that at all? Sea snot.
Please tell us.
No,
All
but
right,
yeah.
it's some kind of algal.
Anyway.
It's some kind of algal bloom that's occurring, and so here's a photo of it.
Oh, really?
Oh boy.
Where is that going?
In the Discord.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
It just essentially looks like a scab or like mud, but yeah. Or
all right, man.
Like the film from Egg Foo Young, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. All right. We got it. Thank you for
Or
that
egg drop
disgusting.
soup, I mean.
Oh my god. Why are you like this? Okay.
Oh,
Got
that
it.
second one.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah. So that's what you dropped him into. It just
Did he bounce off of it? Is he floating on top of it?
Well, that's why
Why
I
did they
sent you
put
this
their
one with the
face in
scuba
it?
diver. I know. It's so gross.
Get a full face mask. What are you doing?
I don't know, man.
No.
Oh boy.
That's not good.
Oh boy.
Mm-mm.
God. Okay. Not
Mhm.
acceptable.
Yeah, just sort of like embraced him down
All
to
right.
the depths.
Yeah,
It's
I think
poopy.
about it. I think it's more about like the what the super sad, never-ending story, the something of despair, right? Or the
Oh,
the
Swamp of
the swamp.
Sadness. or-
swamp of sadness. Like it just
Yeah.
sucks whatever it into. Sorry, everybody. Trigger warning, but yeah,
Mm.
just
Trigger
it
warning for
sucks.
every Gen Xer out there.
Seriously, like, dude, I could not even
Rip your
handle.
childhood.
Sorry, y'all.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm just saying it sucks. So Skoden's freaking everyone out. He's freaking Miracle Worker out.
Mhm.
This is way too agitated. Way too agitated. You need to meditate now, and I will make it happen. So
Oh, boy.
you need to
All
find
Here we
a
go.
quiet place on the ship immediately.
Okay.
Mm.
I'll find a hatch to
Hatch.
to go through, and one of those like half staircase, half ladder things that you like just slide down with your hands and like feet on the rails. That's a boat thing, right? So,
The floating thing that was it called, a boat? I don't know.
It's in the water. It's on top of the snotty water. What is
That's
it?
right. That's
All right.
and yeah, I'll find a broom closet or something like that, and
Broom closet.
Turn over like the mopping bucket, but it's like a droid or a robot
Like,
or whatever.
yeah.
Like, what are you doing? No. Turn it over so I can sit on it. So I imagine much to the wet Roomba's chagrin, it is now a stool.
I love it.
And,
All right.
yeah.
Start
So
to
there I
regulate
am.
your breathing. Start to
Boost it
regulate your
up.
breathing. Breathe in on 4, hold for 4 seconds,
Yeah, I
and
can do
let
this in
it
real life.
out for 4 seconds. Keep breathing. Close your eyes if you would like, if that makes you more comfortable.
Oh no. My eyes are like glued on the door knob, the handle, the wheel in the middle of it, like just glued on it in case it starts moving. Baby steps. Baby steps, miracle
Make
worker.
him close his eyes.
Please, I know.
Ooh, you can
please.
do it.
Yes, I
You can do
know.
it.
I
That's
know.
what I'm saying. You're gonna have to make him because
yeah.
he's not gonna do it of his
Please
own volition.
close your eyes, or I will close them for you.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah. If that's what it has to come to, that's what it has to come to.
All right, difficulty 8.
All
Difficulty
right.
8.
You can do it. Yes.
Oh,
Critical success.
So I want to say
Excellent.
that I don't do it in a way that's like forcing your eyelids to shut, but I help your brain chill out to the point where it feels comfortable for you, which might be a little more insidious and creepy, where you actually feel like you're doing it of your own volition, even if you're not. Does that make sense? I get your mind in a state where you feel like it's okay to close your eyes, as opposed to forcing the eyelids shut. Because that's not very relaxing, is it?
I mean, no. It wouldn't be, and I mean, I'm not opposed to it personally if it's within all the mechanics and stuff like that, because that's really complex. But I feel like 8 was a fairly, I don't know, difficult roll. So I don't know.
I rolled the 16.
But yeah, sure. That's true. It was a critical success is the thing.
Yes.
So yeah.
So I feel what is a
it's not my
critical
call.
success? What is a critical success in Cyberpunk? Does it mean that it happens in a finessed way?
I think the more, I think like the more you succeed by, the more finessed you can be about it. Sure.
Okay. So that would garner
I'm
that.
on board. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm into it personally.
So maybe you're feeling a little bit more calm about being on the ship with all these strangers. Continue to breathe. You can hear the sounds of the waves can you hear the sounds of the waves lapping against the not lapping against the boat?
Well, that's the thing, is that you're out in the ocean now, so it's actually, the water out here is much clearer. Well, not clearer, but it's
more clear.
It's not free. It's not free.
But
it's like kind of nice out here. It's not left from. So
Yeah, exactly.
You're in a broom closet too.
The soothing sounds of the air horns.
Yeah. It's very soothing.
Meanwhile, the wet Roomba stool is like, error, return to upright position.
In the background.
Yeah, it's like under me because I'm like sitting on it.
So let's go through a visualization. You are
visualization.
continuing to breathe. You're continuing to breathe gently in, holding, and then gently breathing out and exhaling. You're feeling your body relax as you sit on this upside down robot. You are inside of this broom closet. I can see everything now. I can see you were suspicious of the people on the ship. Yes, I know I made you close your eyes, but I saw the broom closet before you closed your eyes. I know a lot more about my surroundings now, Skoden.
Oh, good.
Ooh,
Excellent. Well, welcome to the party.
Let's start the visualization. Imagine you're at the bottom of the sea. You are very small at the bottom of the ocean. The tides are flowing around you. As you observe the space around you, you see all the little sea creatures that are there in the dark. The barest bits of rays of sun are able to reach you. Barely. Keep breathing. You're under this immense weight of the ocean, and your small little stony body is sitting at the bottom of the ocean looking up. With time, your body starts to grow larger and larger. The water color changes from a dark navy to more aqua, dark aqua. Larger fish are swimming about you as your limbs grow. Your giant stone body grows bigger, and your head breaks through the water. You can't see any land around you, and you start getting bigger and bigger. And you suddenly pull one of your feet up out of the sea mud, pulling one foot out and the other, and you start walking across the ocean. You're walking closer to a little thin line of brown land. You see little trees as you get closer. You're getting bigger and bigger. Keep breathing. As you slowly come to the coast, you see the reality of what has been taken from you, and you are enraged. You make your way onto land, and you start to topple the buildings that you are much, much bigger than. And you are knocking things down left and right, and the blood of the people is pleasing to you. So just stay with that feeling of rage, of conquest, of showing absolute dominion over these small peons as you go on with the rest of your day. This concludes the meditation.
All right. I feel like for the last, there was a lot of the continue to breathe, and he was doing great. And then it was the and now you're Godzilla, and it was so yeah. I think he just, I would have been holding my breath actually, and then it's and you're done. Holy crap! It all out at once.
You feel like you have control over your eyes again. Like you can kind of remove yourself from it kind of the feeling of that control just sort of faded away, to the back of your mind somewhere.
Yeah. And it all starts out so serene and awesome, and then it ends on just and also pure rage. Calm down, but be enraged. What do you mean?
Focus your rage this way.
Act angry. Okay. The detective, what's his nuts in The Professional? I'm calm. You just murdered 4 people. Yeah.
There you go. I think that's what Miracle Worker is driving at.
Yep. All right.
So, very good. So, meditations ahoy. Paperwork filled out, and time to take this tub back to Doc Martens.
I need to put MopBot back in its correct orientation and back on the charging dock with a gentle pat. Sorry, bud. Thank you, though. See, there is more to your purpose than just mopping floors. So be a stool.
Oh my God. All right. So, Dooley, bids farewell to Akil, And the cargo has been offloaded. So yeah, off you go into the night.
Yeah, I watch
And,
the silhouettes of the giraffes like shrink into the distance.
That's right, majestically. Majestically moving across the landscape. And of course, the ship's lights reflecting off the black, inky surface of the water, the glittering lights of Night City ahead of you, as you stand up there in the bridge with the engines thrumming beneath you. It's a fine night for sailing. And then, quite suddenly,
No.
What?
Quite suddenly, we arrive. And
Yay!
Yeah. This is such a fast
We did it. Joe, we did it.
Quite suddenly, the view for both Skoden and Miracle Worker shifts.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
It's almost like...
What do you want from us?
It's almost like a video monitor is just like turned off and then turns back on again. Oh, that's way too sensual.
Yeah, it's getting like smooth and smarmy.
Yeah, well, we're gonna switch over this one. All right, so it's almost like the like a video monitor has just like shut off and then like kind of comes back on again, like and weirdly enough, the two of you are standing next to each other.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I've never seen Miracle Worker before.
Yeah, so what does Skoden
What do
see?
I look like?
I don't know. What do you look like?
What do you look like?
What is your net, and also for that matter, what does Skoden look like? Because basically you're standing on a featureless digital plane. It is like kind of a very deep indigo purple with like kind of a hot pink sky overhead, and then like neon blue grid lines extending off in all directions. So basically, you're in some kind of digital space. So what does Skoden's digital avatar look like, and what is Miracle Worker's?
Skoden is pretty simple because a residual self-image, it looks a whole lot like what he's used to seeing all the time in the quote-unquote real world. So he pretty much looks very, very similar to how he sees that. I would say that maybe he's maybe a little bit younger in this mind,
Right, not quite as haggard.
Right, not quite as sun wrinkled,
Right.
and not quite as disheveled, I want to say, because he just got out of combat a little while ago.
It's true.
Not every hair is in place, and knuckles are freshly crusting. So yeah.
Yeah.
And how about Miracle Worker?
So I mean, we had our little illustrations of ourselves, right?
Yeah, your little icons.
Yeah.
So it's like that.
Yeah, it is like that. For whatever reason, she's like, she just has this female form that's discernible, kind of like a little, like a female form with a little bob with bangs, and just has all these weird little like tech kind of net glyphs all over her body. But like it's very it's not like sexy, it's just utilitarian. Like I'm here like Vision from like Marvel stuff, like just kind of techie looking, but it's like that's a man's figure, so it's the same thing. Like this is a woman's figure, she's there to help you, and the feeling is help, of like, I'm here to help you.
All right, and kind of silvery gray blue hues.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just a calming color. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, on the ship, Dooley, you suddenly see Skoden just collapse. It's just like
Ooh.
it's like he's a puppet with his strings cut, and he just falls to the ground.
Oh no.
All right, so I will run over, and I do have some first aid. So I would want to make sure he's not like dead or having some sort of obvious issue that I should try to fix.
Seizure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Why don't we just get a first aid roll there for shits and giggles?
Ooh. For
It's a
giggles.
13.
13. Good.
Okay.
And I would have set the difficulty for that at 9. So well done. So yeah, it just seems like he's knocked out. You check his eye. You pull his eyelids back, and his eyes are rolled back. But his his breathing is steady. His pulse seems fine.
Okay.
It's just like some phantom came along and clunked him on the back of the head with a comically oversized frying pan, and he went down.
Oh.
I think my first instinct would be to send a message to WHiM
Mm-hmm.
because I need help, because this big giant meat man who also carries with him our digital friend is like unconscious suddenly, and I'm on this big boat.
Right.
And then my second instinct would be better drive the boat so I don't crash into something and die.
Well,
Yeah.
see, that's the thing. Yeah, you are only about 200 yards out from Doc Martin, so you can see the docks coming up pretty soon here. And in fact, there's like radio chatter that's starting to come up. What a good name for this ship? I don't even know.
It's the good ship Lollipop.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, like, cheers, lollipop, come in, please.
Hello.
Yep.
Hello.
Yeah.
So they're just like spitting like bearings and speeds, please proceed on a 348 bearing at 4 knots or whatever,
Yeah.
prepare for docking procedure, etc. Again, none of us know anything about the so
Okay.
No, sorry, everybody.
I do have 1 point in pilot sea vehicle.
Do you see? I didn't even know.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
That's so good.
All right.
I don't
well,
know if that'll be enough to get me there, but I'm willing to
Hey,
try.
Yep.
You rented
Hey.
a jet ski once.
Yeah, exactly. They went to Mammoth Lake.
Mhm.
Well, you got your full luck
Yep.
assortment, so hopefully you don't roll one. Okay, so back in the other realm, whatever this may be, this Trapper Keeper realm.
Trapper
so you're-
Keeper.
You're both standing there and kind of looking around maybe, and then quite all of a sudden, out of like a point of total singularity, there emerges right in front of you this very large, very seemingly real Japanese style castle.
Oh. Okay.
Now it looks very run down, and like a lot of the tiles have fallen off and the plaster is cracked. It just looks like it's seen better days.
So we met at this point, right?
so-
Like,
Hi.
you're right. I've said like,
Yeah.
it's miracle worker in the flesh, I presume. Do you know where we are?
I'm not sure. I don't know what this is. Can I do some pathfinding?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh no, he's turning on me. All right, let's see here.
What?
You.
I'm turning on you.
All right. So this is going to be increase all Pathfinder checks +2. All right. So here we go. Boop 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 boop.
All right, not bad,
10,
not bad.
10.
All right, so you send your little
So 12,
snake, or it's a
technically.
little, Yes,
12.
12. It's a worm, right? A little golden worm.
I think so. Let me double check here. No, that's a magnifying glass. It's a shimmering silver magnifying glass.
Okay. All right. So Skoden, you see Miracle Worker produce, again, the sort of cartoonish, like Bugs Bunny style magnifying glass from seemingly out of nowhere, and start panning it around, and like both of you can see through the lens, and it's almost like X-ray vision. It's like, you can see through the walls of this castle. And you can see that, like, in the sort of central hall of the castle, there is a woman. And she is seated. She's in a kneeling position on the floor of this hall. She is wearing one of those, like, really fancy, like, 12-layer, kimonos, right? And her hair is combed and it's very long and black, like, spilling down her back. Her face is painted stark white with red lips, and she's just sitting there very calmly. Her hands are folded on her lap, and then she's got like 4 samurai in like very elaborate old-fashioned samurai armor. Each one has a different kabuto, which is the kind of big fancy helmet sculpture that you often see on these things. Let's see here. I had a note to myself.
Uh-oh.
And then I lost my place. But yeah, there's like basically, oops, lost my place second time. Okay. So there's an octopus, a dragonfly, stag horns, and like devil or demon horns.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I know that historically those are a really good sign of station. The more elaborate the kabuto, the more higher, the more important the dude is. But I don't know that. I don't know. It's a very multicultural setting, so maybe Skoden would have some inkling of that.
Sure.
I think, but it's very impressive either way. Like those dudes look important.
Right.
Yes.
So whether you know that or not, I think, well, as they say in Lord of the Flies, maybe we should climb the mountain, because what else is there to do? The gesture towards the castle.
Right, but like I don't have a sword. You remember that?
I
Didn't
thought
they buy you? Yeah, they bought you a new one.
bought you a
You
new one.
did? You got me a new one?
We got
Yeah.
you the sword and the hammer.
And the hammer
That's right.
uploaded
Got the band
to
hammer.
agent. So
Yay!
check.
So-
You may want to check your pocket space again.
Also,
Right.
do you recognize her? Like, is this someone that Miracle or Pepita
Yeah.
recognizes?
Yeah, so I would like to know if I recognize this. The pathfinding was a way to look into the program.
Right.
But do I recognize the character in the program?
You do
Thank you,
not.
Rainey.
You've
I
never
don't.
seen her before.
Do I get a feeling?
No, this is a total stranger to you. I'll also say that around you now, like other buildings are starting to like kind of flicker into being, and they're very like unstable. Like they're flickering on and off, and they all look quite different from each other. So it's this castle is just one of many, and there's others that look like glass steel skyscrapers, and there's like one that looks like Mickey Mouse, and there's one that looks like a giant dinosaur, and all
What about one?
like.
That one
And then
looks good.
then there's one that looks like a Roman temple, and yeah, they're just kind of flickering on and off. And then you're also just getting the feeling that out here amongst these buildings, you're being watched. You definitely have that kind of.
So I'm gonna pull a Magnavox thing, and I'm gonna pull out my weapons because Skoden was like, "Check your pockets." So so I'm like, so I like pull the hammer and the sword out, double wielding, and
Oh,
start
shit.
running toward the castle. Start running toward the the place where this person is being kept, or where she is dwelling.
Now we're fucking talking. He'll take off like after her.
So I'm like, throw me the hammer.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Do you say that? Or no, I'm just gonna throw it to him.
If I mean,
yeah. I'm just gonna throw him the hammer.
all right, I will catch it. Hopefully,
Running.
definitely.
All right,
I'll
cool.
try to.
Careful, that's a 500 EP, okay?
That's your share of tonight's takings.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So meanwhile, back on the bridge, the docks approacheth. So we are going to need a roll for Dooley, and consulting my difficulty values here, I would say this feat is difficult to accomplish without training or natural talent. So that would be a 15.
Great, wonderful, perfect, the best. Okay. Let's click the button.
And on the chatter, like, gee, Lollipop, you're coming a little too fast. Slow down, all that kind of.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right.
Ooh.
So raw
Not bad.
12.
Not
Raw
bad.
12. But I have luck.
Yeah.
You
Or
indeed.
whatever. So
All right.
I have 7 luck. So I'm gonna spend some luck so I can
Yes.
get into that zone.
Okay. You're going to spend 3 luck.
Yes.
And okay. So
Doesn't have to be pretty, just safe enough.
make a note of that, and it will not. That luck will not refresh until we are done with
Yeah.
the third part of this session. So just
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. So you
You're doing a
begin
great job. You're
to.
doing great. You're doing great, David.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So you begin to decelerate, and because you can totally do that on a ship.
Yeah.
You just hit the brakes.
Water breaks.
Yeah,
that's
I
what the
do the
anchors
thing where
are
it's
for.
like ding dong ding.
Yeah.
The other way.
I mean, you do have a point. You do have 1 point in Pilot's vehicle, so you are familiar with what it takes to slow a ship down and bring it into the dock. You've just never done it on. You've done it on like a motorboat before.
Yeah, nothing
like
this.
you've never done it with like multi-ton cargo ships. So, but weirdly enough, it's once you kind of take a deep breath and shake off the nerves, it's not too much different as these things go. Again, completely talking out of my ass. I have no idea if that's true or not. But that's how most things in life work. You learn it on a small scale and you just scale it up, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the ticket.
Yeah.
I've logged many hours on World War I flight sims. Therefore, I can land a 747.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Same.
I can
Remind
land
me
a-
not to fly on that. That
If I can land a digital biplane, then I can do anything.
Doghouse. Let's do a skyscraper.
Anyway,
God.
so all right, so you both rushed into the castle. Meanwhile, back in digital land.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So very good. So so you run into the castle and you enter this hall. So again, much like with the rest of the building, if you will, you can call it that. This is very dilapidated. It's very just the planks are have big gaps between them, and there's like grass and weeds growing up between the planks and the floor, and the paper screens are torn. There's holes in the roof. But this little assembly, this lady and her samurai, they are immaculate. They're very well put together.
What colors is she wearing?
So, well, she's wearing this like 12-layer garb. So like each layer is a different color, but the outer one is a kind of pale yellow with a repeating stenciled pattern in red that appears to depict like a phoenix.
A phoenix.
Mm-hmm. And indeed, the samurai all have like red lacquered armor and gold accents and stuff. So it's all that kind of red, gold, yellows,
Yeah.
primarily.
Okay.
Okay. So as
All
you
right.
run in, what do you do?
Oh, I'm unleashing hell. I'm gonna go after the guards.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. You're just going to try and attack these guards.
Yeah.
Very good. And how about Skoden?
And in Rome, I feel very much like we're in her world now, so I have to follow her lead, because I feel like you look around and it's like, okay, I'm somewhere where I don't know where I am.
Yeah.
I'm very much in a construct, some sort of, I don't know, pocket dimension or some sort of alternate reality now. So, and this seems very much their domain, because I'm very much physical world. So I think that I would have the insight to be like, well, we're in her domain, so I should follow her lead. I think
I am the captain now.
Yeah, very much like, yeah, you're in my world now, bitch. like okay, cool.
And actually, let me retcon what I just said, because I was getting my PHs confused. Not a phoenix, it's a pheasant. It's a pheasant design. So actually, not reds and yellows and golds, but instead, let's see here,
Green
greens,
and black.
primarily greens. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so weird, because I was hearing green when you were describing her, and then you went phoenix. I'm like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Well, here we are.
Here we are. So, I'm going after those guards.
Right.
Let's do
Okay.
this.
Alrighty. So let's see. Go ahead and let's see. We need to roll initiative, I suppose.
Yes, initiative first. Okay. We don't have a scene for this to look at our cool figures, and you can't use my figurine for once.
Sorry.
Dude, you know what? The thing is, I failed anyway, but the thing is, I think that's a legitimate ask. I think it's a legitimate
ask, but I don't have the figures for these, so I apologize.
All right. I failed. Critical failure.
Yes. And of course, Skoden does not have interface.
No. I do not.
It's going to be challenging for you.
Yeah. For instance, I tried to click initiative and it was like, no. You can't.
Bitch, no.
No, can't have initiative.
All right.
But what if I initiative? No.
No.
Yeah.
No.
All right. So that's a 5 there. Okay. Oh no, that's a 0 actually, since that was a fail. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So these guys move first, and there's something very strange about the way they move. Obviously they see you coming in with your sword, so they immediately draw their own and move forward to protect the lady. And the way they move is not like the black ice that you've faced before. They're moving just like you are, actually, very smoothly and organically. Furthermore, you can see their faces, like behind their helms, behind their face plates, they're like individualized. They look like individual people, rather than like 4 clones of the same program.
Got it. So they were designed by somebody, or it's a very specialized program.
Yep.
All right.
So with their initiative, they just move forward and they lower their swords like in the guard position, and then what the octopus guy says, "Stop right there."
No.
All right, you can take a swing.
Again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop. Nope.
9. All right.
All right, 9.
So we've got defense plus thing or interface if they have interface. Okay. Wow, I rolled a 1.
Interesting.
All right. So let me subtract. Oh, wow. Okay. So his net result is a 1. So go ahead and roll your damage on that sword attack there.
Okay, so it's a non-black ice program, basically.
Well, that's what the sword targets, yes. Or I thought it targeted black ice programs.
It does, but it says does 3d6 res to black ice program or 2d6 res to non-black ice programs.
Gotcha. Yeah, so it would be 2d6. Yep.
All right, I haven't done this in forever, so we'll see if it goes. Oh, yay. Okay, 7. Woo!
All right. So you actually, come in. I'm just picturing this cute little, Silver Surfer hacker icon, just coming in.
That's like weirdly chunky. That's like weirdly like this little thick somehow. I don't know how,
big,
but just look at the illustration. That's all I'm saying.
I'll have to post that with the post. And then you described your sword differently, right? The default's a katana, but you described it as what again?
Oh, I don't even remember. It's been so long. Okay. So I think if they bought me a new one, it's like a katana classic.
Oh, it's its own thing. Yeah. Katana classic.
If you want, it can be a machete.
Oh yeah. I think we were talking about it being machete like, yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's have it be that.
All right. So you come in with this machete targeting this fucking katana.
Uh-huh.
And and yeah, basically
why are you giggling?
I'm just picturing it in my mind. It's making me giggle. But yeah, so you kind of duck under his swing and then bring your machete up in this like kind of unexpected direction, and he's just like, oh, and it like impacts him on the side, like on his rib cage, but then it just goes right through him. It's just like
Okay, I'm gonna keep fighting until he goes down. That's just what I'm doing.
All right. So Skoden, what are you doing?
I'm trying to follow suit, but I don't know that.
You're like, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah. Right.
So basically, since you don't have interface, it would just be 1d10. Just a 1d10 roll.
Do it up.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Roll it up.
Show dice rollers. Bloop. Mm-hmm. 1.
Oh, what the fuck? Fuck you, roll 20.
Wow.
I mean,
fuck
I feel like it's representative of being completely fish out of water.
Yeah,
no kidding.
A little help, though. A little help.
All right. So
talking roll 20, not to skip it. Roll 20 is a mess.
All right, so you're coming in with this hammer, and you're just like completely out of. It's like trying to fight underwater. You don't know what the hell you're doing, and in fact, the dragonfly samurai that you're facing doesn't even bother with his sword. He just grabs your wrist as you're trying to bring the hammer down, and just leverages it into a judo flip, and flips you on your back.
Oh,
nice.
If he was breathing, he'd knock the wind out of you.
That's right. Instead, just a bunch of little pixels come out of your mouth.
Did they start running around?
Yeah, oh god.
Little miniature Skodens.
Yeah. I love that idea.
Lilliputian Skodens.
Like when they start sweating on solar opposites.
They're crying.
Yeah,
They're crying.
Perfect. Yes.
Yes. Okay, so at that point then, the lady in the back, she rises up into the air. Okay, so she's got this like green flame encircling her, like some kind of bodhisattva, you know, and her robes are all rippling in a very suitably anime style, you know.
I love it.
And her voice just like booms out like a PA, you know, announcement, and she's just like, "We do not have time for these games."
Then call your guards off.
You attacked us. And perhaps understandably so, but I have not come to hurt you.
Who are you?
I have come to you with a simple offer on behalf of the Arasaka Corporation.
All right, that's all I hear, and I'm no longer interested. And I want to start, like, basically, I want to jump up and try to, like, you know, like how, like in swashbuckling films, how they take a knife and they put it through a curtain and they go down the curtain. I want to jump up and, like, get it into her kimono robes and, like, pull it down like I'm riding on a curtain, like a swashbuckler.
All right, I love that. You do have a samurai between her and you, though.
I'm gonna try my damnedest to just move.
All right, give me a roll.
I can't leap. I can't like leap to jump.
Of course you can leap. You know, yeah, just go for it.
Matrix leap. Just
I know we're in the net. We're in the net world. I will fail though, probably. Okay, 9.
I don't know. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I'm bracing myself for failure. So that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not traumatized by roll 20.
No, not in the least. All right, the samurai's going to try and... I know, I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, damn it.
Samurai's going to intervene.
Oh.
All right, so he gets a 14. So yeah, you try to leap. You in fact do leap towards her, but the samurai grabs you and pulls you back. You know,
a little chunky ankle. Like.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, no, I'm just gonna say he grabs you. So you're still floating in midair. She's floating in midair. You're looking up at her.
Oh.
Okay. And so she's just looking down at you. And she continues talking. And she says, "We have the means to extract you with a minimum of harm to either of you. But we promise you both, a comfortable and prosperous future if you are willing to work with us. But know that you," and she's speaking to you directly, "are stolen property, and we will not hesitate to use all resources at our disposal to retrieve you, one way or the other." And with that, it winks out, and Skoden, you regain consciousness, and Miracle Worker, you are back inside of Skoden.
So I open my eyes and see like the ceiling of the little like bridge house. Yeah.
He's like clutching the controls with like sweat pouring down her face. The ship's like totally stationary, like it's docked, but she's still just like holding the controls.
Just like white knuckles.
What are you saying into the like the radio microphone?
Yeah.
You know, to the frantic dock controller or whatever. What are you saying back to him? Like, what do I hear you saying when I wake up?
I think I pooped the deck.
All right, that is a perfect button to end this part of the session on. So that's where we'll end it. I think I pooped the deck.
That's so good.
Just imagining like Han Solo, you know what I mean? We're fine. How are you?
Yeah, how are you? Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
All right, so now magically, woo! It's gonna go to part 2, but. Okay, so yeah, this is part 2 of what's going to be a 3-part kind of, you know, like it's one of those fancy chapters in the book that's divided up into like different Roman numerals, you know, and you're like, oh, normally it's just one POV character per chapter, but this chapter has 3 POV characters, you know, that kind of thing.
Something big's going to go down.
Something big's happening. Yeah, exactly. So this is section 2. And it's also just to kind of get us a little caught up on what WHiM's been up to while the rest of the party's been off engaging in all kinds of shenaniganry, tomfoolery, and buffoonery.
Quite.
Yes. So before we get into that, though, one thing I did do at the top of the part 1 of this session with the other 3 players is I did take them through the rep mechanic, because that's something I've kind of been a little not reticent, a little forgetful about, I guess you could say, just kind of bringing that into the game.
I think that is literally the part I just hit pause on when you texted me.
Perfect.
Yeah,
all right. So we were musing about what WHiM's rep would be. So you heard my little spiel then.
Yeah, it's, you can be known for something. It comes into play during social interactions. It can be positive or negative, and new ones override old ones, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it outranks the old one you have. Yeah. So what do you think WHiM has done that would merit a rep?
In our game sessions?
Yes.
I'd say the most prominent thing that WHiM's done is spare slide. Yeah. He's kind of stayed in the background for a lot of the other stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think there's had an appropriate time for what's his face, for Belmonts to spread around word that he's he's no better than a Ripper Doc. When it comes to dismantling cyberware. So,
although we could do a slightly whatever the opposite of retroactive is, we could do a slight foreshadowing rep, knowing that the word is going to get out pretty fast, so we could just throw that in real quick, and I mean, of course, people did witness Belmont's kidnapping and all that, so
yeah. So I guess if Belmont does show up armless at some point, it'll definitely kind of, I suppose, whispers will be whispered.
Exactly. Yes, a whisper campaign, if you will. By the way, I named that NPC before I started watching Castlevania, just for the record. So,
I'm actually glad you did. You named him that. That way I can actually remember his name. I've been thinking about this entire time. Like, if his name wasn't Belmont, I would not. Eric Belmont would not mean anything to me.
Right. Oh, he's of the Belmonts, of the Belmont family. Right. Okay, so let's see. So I think you're right about his previous sort of heroics in the midst of fire. Would be kind of a combat medic kind of rep. Ooh. But if we want to go with like Ripper Doc as a rep, here's what we can do. You can scale the reps, right? So we'll just set the value low, and then it'll just go up as the word gets out, right?
I see. Mm-hmm. So I think you said like a rating of 1 is for people who were only there and witnessed it.
Correct.
And then like you said that 4 for Skoden is like people are talking about it in the local sense. So I don't know, maybe like a 2 or a 3.
Let's go with a 3 since it's been a few days and words probably getting around. Yeah.
Sounds good. So let's see, where would I write my reputation?
It's on there somewhere.
Life.
Rainy would know.
Yeah, Rainy would know. Let's see. Enemies, friends, crises.
It's actually under character, down at the bottom, right next to improvement points.
I see IP log, surgery, reputation. There it is. Okay. Hello. All right. So my reputation is a 3.
Right.
I guess I was thrown because it doesn't let me do anything other than just write down 3. There's like no. There's no.
There's no place to write in like what it's for, which is a little unfortunate. There's really no notes section on this sheet either, is there?
Yeah, really. I guess all I'm going to do is put it in my bio and info.
Sure.
Section. So reputation is as a Ripper Doc. Unrepentant Ripper Doc.
Ooh, I like it. It's like strings in Monster Hearts.
Yeah. Okay. And it's a 3. All right.
Cool.
Sweet.
All right. Well, with that all out of the way, speaking of Monster Hearts, I'm going to get a little story gamey on you here. So, I just, as you know, I sort of, took it upon myself to narrate a little bit how the surgery went, but I didn't really, I left it up in the air as to how it actually turned out. So, I think first task on the board here is we should go back in time a couple days, and then we'll just kind of resolve how that went. But
True.
yeah, to see if you killed the patient or not. But as we're doing that, my understanding is that you were doing this whole operation with your ambulance partner, right?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. So, in the spirit of story games, describe to me who this person is.
Okay, so actually, I had that rolling around in my head before I was leaving, and I had a name in mind that I wanted to Google first before I really started. Okay, perfect. That's actually really terrible, but I love it.
Okay.
So my partner's name is Astasia.
Ooh.
Which it refers to the inability to stand upright unassisted. But I was going for like an abbreviation of Anastasia, really.
Okay. So, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're just sort of fumbling around with our medtech abilities. Neither of us are like professionally trained.
Yes. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Let me write down, let's see, friends. I guess I'll just add them as a friend, or...
Sure.
Yeah.
For the time being, right?
Yeah, exactly. Stasia is my surgery assistant, I guess. Okay.
So what type of person is Astasia?
So I would say that they are probably very put upon. Working with someone who is, I remember initially WHiM was supposed to be kind of like aloof and intellectual and detached. And he's sort of stepped away from the detached aspect of his personality and is kind of a little bit more me, I guess, since it's very difficult for me to play a detached character, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe just sort of constantly befuddled at the, kind of at the whims of WHiM, you might say.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. So I'd imagine like through your narrativizing, like you were talking about how WHiM was sending like pictures of him holding like the removed arms. And so I'm imagining like it's not in front of a webcam. It's actually like Astasia is the one who's holding the camera and is supposed to be like documenting the surgery to like, study later and like, make sure that like all the pieces that are removed are like placed in the right sections that we remember like, okay, when we reassemble these arms, like this goes into slot 3A and this one goes into slot 5X, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
But at the same time, WHiM is just sort of like, picking up the arms and being like, okay, picture time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. I love it. That's great.
Yeah. Perhaps they're somewhat younger, like like an assistant or like an apprentice, I guess you might say.
Yeah.
So maybe someone from the Nomad gang itself, like who wants to pick up medteching.
Oh, I like that. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
As perhaps WHiM was mentored, he is now mentoring the next generation. Since life expectancy is always so short.
That's cool. You think maybe they use like skill chips to enhance, their performance and whatnot. Just kind of give them a little bit of a basic skill package, and then you teach them the stuff that skill chips can't teach them, right?
Precisely.
Yeah. All right. That's cool. Yeah, that's a really interesting take on it, because with skill chips and brain dances and stuff, like you wouldn't necessarily have to go to medical school to learn how to do medicine, right? You could just kind of start with your basic skill package and go from there. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
And I think it has been sort of established that there is like a romantic undertone with my assistant as well.
Indeed.
I think I rolled that, so I guess they can't be too much younger than me. Like maybe, or maybe it's like unrequited. Maybe it's like crush.
Yeah.
They follow me around with stars in their eyes, and yeah.
How old is WHiM?
Oh God, that's a good question. WHiM, well, he's had a lot of tragic love affairs, so perhaps he's getting a little old. Maybe he's in like his early 30s.
Oh wow. Okay, that is getting a little old.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
So,
interesting. Okay. Yeah, so she could be like 10 years younger or something, right?
yeah, precisely.
All right. Cool.
Or I don't know, is that too old? I keep thinking of like life expectancy, and I'm like, yeah, 40 is an old man in Cyberpunk. Maybe I should say that like WHiM is in his like mid to late 20s, and like Astasia is like in her late teens.
Okay, sure. And that fits. Yeah, yeah, you were kind of saying like it's not so much that it's a unrequited, or not so much that it's a will they won't they, but that it is more of like a kind of crush, or I hope senpai notices me kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, so yeah, we'll say that she's like, I don't know, 17.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Nice.
Cool.
All right. Okay. So you, basically we sort of, do a little flashback back to now. This was you were kind of doing this out of was it a shipping container or some other? I know you kind of you commandeered the REO meat wagon vehicle, right?
That's right. Yeah, I used the REO meat wagon for the surgery, but when I'm doing lab stuff, I took those. I think I was talking about like using those like a conclave of those like UN tents, like the octagonal.
That's
white
right.
Tents.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking of with that. Yeah.
But for this, yeah, it's definitely going to be in like the close confines of the REO meat wagon tent, or REO meat wagon.
Yes, the eponymous wagon.
Yeah.
Okay, so right, so you've got the if the van's a rockin', don't come a knockin' sign up on the door, and so within this AV4, which you're running off of the generator right now. It's actually very pleasant and climate controlled, and there's plenty of lighting. It's this nice little haven in the midst of the dust and the grime of the nomad camp.
Yep.
And you've got Belmont prepped and ready for surgery.
Yeah.
With Astasia sort of assisting and also grabbing her agent to video things as needed, right? Like come in and get a shot of this or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, so let's get to cutting, I suppose.
All right. Time to roll some surgery.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. So I know I said I was going to use my improvement points to improve my surgery. I forgot that I wasn't going to be going from. I forgot that like it's collective. So like my medicine is at 4, and so I'd be improving from 4 to 5, not my surgery from 2 to 3. So I did not have enough to improve my surgery, so I'm going to be rolling with a surgery of 4.
Ooh, all right. Well, that'll make it interesting.
Yeah, that's exciting.
That's right. It's really just about trying to increase the drama as much as possible, right?
Precisely. I barely know what I'm doing. Astasia doesn't know what she's doing at all. Belmont, he's just barely strapped down. His arms don't work. Yeah. All right, let's see how this works.
Okay, so let's see.
Oh shit! Did I get a 30?
You certainly did, actually.
Oh my god!
Wow, screen cap that shit. That's like,
holy!
It's never gonna get better than that.
Nope, that's it. That's the best roll I will ever get.
I can now retire.
Yeah, WHiM can just ease into his retirement now. All right.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to assign I mentally assigned a difficulty value of 17, and you still managed to beat it by 13 points. So there you go.
Okay.
So I guess that explains the joking around and the like waving the cyber arms in front of your face, because this was like super easy, you know.
Yeah, well, you did say that they were very high quality cyber arms, so I guess like the installation of them was just so, yeah, just so clean and streamlined that it's like there was no like, you know, fiddling with them or like, you know, doing like little after hacks to like make, you know, certain wiring fit. It was basically just like, you said it was sort of like custom fit to his arms, not too bulky, very sleek, athletic. So it's just, yeah, it's just, you know, just a few pull disconnections and, you know, you know, I didn't even use the Allen wrench that they included with the kit. It's just.
It's like you got in there and there was like a quick release button that you spotted. You're like, oh, well, push the button, the arm just pops off. You're like, oh, that was easy.
How handy, huh?
Huh.
I'm gonna keep it exactly.
Yeah.
Oh. Now the real trick is going to be reattaching whatever I can find so that you can at least have some arms for the trip.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, that is the question then. So what are your plans for this guy now that the surgery went off without a hitch and he's still you know, under? What are your plans for him? Are you just gonna like? I mean, you know, we can assume you've got him stabilized and everything. You're just gonna like dump him near the you know, near the aerogyro port, or what do you think?
Pretty much, yeah. But I was serious. I kind of do. I don't want to leave him armless. That doesn't seem very do no harm to me.
Sure, it's a good point.
Yeah, so I would like to scrounge around and see if there's like, you know, in the REO, you know, meat wagon, there's got to be like some super base line like, okay, your arm just got ripped off and maybe you need to pick your nose.
Right.
Like, have this really uncomfortable hook arm. Like, even if there's only one, at least he can, you know, push buttons with it and like, you know. So, and, you know, because Skoden said, you know, it was up to Skoden to, you know, to choose whether he lived or died, and Skoden said he wanted him to live. So I don't want to leave him, you know, at the mercy of anyone. So at least if he's got a hook, he can, you know, he can threaten people with it.
Yeah, I agree. I think there could definitely be like sort of the equivalent of those you know, first sort of proto bionics that, you know, exist in our world, you know, where it's like there's little electrodes on the inside that respond to your muscle twitches, right, and then it kind of moves the hand a little bit, you know. Yeah, I think that's totally reasonable. So yeah, you get him stitched up and then fitted with the harness, because of course it's just a strap, you know, that like holds the arms to your.
Yeah, exactly.
Shoulders, you know. Yeah,
the mountings would require like an actual tech to, you know, to fabricate the new connections, because I imagine like there's, you know, he got like whole arms, so there's, you know, like I pulled it off like right at the shoulder joint, but like there's still that plate where you would attach something to, and these are definitely not designed for that.
No.
Yeah,
these are property of REO Meat Wagon, right? Like please return to REO Meat Wagon when done.
Exactly.
All right, cool. And then
it's like a net 30 attached to them. He's going to get a bill up in space. Be like, "Excuse me, sir, I believe you have our property."
Exactly. Yeah, the repo guys are going to show up.
Yeah.
In the night, just take his arms away. Look out the window, see the tow truck driving off. Like, oh shit, my arms. Okay, so. Yeah, that all sounds good, and then you're just gonna kind of drop him off as he's still sort of coming out of his anesthesia, basically.
Yeah, I'll use the meat wagon to, you know, transport him to the gyro station, and then I'll have I will you know, give Astasia some, you know, in the field experience of having her escort a still slightly drugged patient to their, you know, to their destination. And I'll wait outside with the engine running.
The turbo rotors whirring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So right. Yeah. Like within like 5 minutes of touchdown, you know, he's been deposited inside on one of these like, hard plastic bucket seats that are inside the station, and he's just kind of sitting there like with his head lolling, like, slight string of drool coming off his lip, and just fits right in with everyone else in the station. So, with his like, plastic hand, perched on his thighs,
Yeah, we've already manually clasped his hook hand around his agent that has that has his itinerary pulled up on it.
Oh my god. All right. Wow.
Yeah.
It's a classic, cyberjacking kind of situation, isn't it? It's like waking up in a bathtub full of ice in a hotel room in Tijuana,
Just call a doctor.
Damn. All right. So cool. All right. Well, so that was that little heist. So you've got these cyber arms. What are you going to do with them?
Well, it's up to. I mean, I'm just sort of supplying the merchandise, but it's up to Dooley to fence them, I think.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
We'll see what sort of price she can get for that, and we can split it 3 ways, and I'll pay. Once they're sold, I can pay Astasia out of my share. Yeah, for her assistance. Cool. Their assistance. Yeah.
All right. Good. So I think let me do the math here. Let me do the mental math. I think the rest of the group is 1 day ahead of you.
Okay.
So basically, we just have to catch up that day. So, and by that I mean 24 hours essentially, because we sort of left off at dawn of
of course.
second day. So, basically later that day, as you are tending to business or what have you, your agent gets a little message from your friendly neighborhood contact, Edison Okilo.
Oh, cool. My head pops up out of a dumpster around the back of a prominent hotel, or not hotel, hospital. And I've got like a plastic bag that's been sealed with anti-tampering like nano weave or something like that, and I just sort of like throw it over the side of this huge ass dumpster and climb out, and I've still got some medical waste on my shoulder as I
Oh my god.
pull video up on my agent.
All right. So you see Okilo, and he looks like he's in the backseat of a car. And so he says, WHiM, how's it going?
Swimmingly. Yes. Absolutely. It's going quite well. How are things getting set up with the new location?
Oh, fantastic. That is why I wanted to call you, actually. I'm on my way to the destination right now. I'm going to be meeting up with my partner, and I was just curious if maybe you wanted to come by as well and meet her.
Yes, of course. You mentioned last time that there was still some light radiation. Do I need to stop somewhere to procure protective garments?
If you think that would be necessary for you, if you have shielding implants, then that should be sufficient. But if you do not, then I would recommend at least a lead trench coat.
Of course. Yes, I will procure something. And while I say that,
a little dotted line goes down into the dumpster from your eye.
I'm saying that I'm kind of like standing on tiptoe, looking over the edge of the dumpster, and being like, "Is there anything in here that's, maybe someone got a little sick in their radiation treatment?" Yeah. So yes. Should we say half an hour? An hour?
Half an hour should suffice. I'll send you the address.
Fantastic. All right, so I'll hang up, and then I'll grab both hands over the edge of the dumpster and sort of like lift myself up, and do a more thorough scan of the contents and see if there's anything serviceable.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if is there a scrounging skill or something like, or would Streetwise, you think, would that cover it?
That's a good question. So would it be awareness?
I would think either, awareness or maybe tech or...
I'm guessing reveal object is reveal an object that's been concealed by someone else.
Right, I believe so.
Okay, so yeah, you may be right.
Let's see, Streetwise, skill of making and using contacts to get illegal goods and contraband, talking to the criminal element, and avoiding bad situations in bad neighborhoods. Okay. Close, but we'll use that in the absence of something better. But let's see what else we can do here. Not library search, that doesn't quite fit.
I mean, deduction wouldn't make any sense here.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess perception, maybe. Skill of spotting hidden things like clues, traps, and people using a stealth skill. Oh, wait. But not objects hidden with the conceal/reveal object skill. Okay, well, that's different. That's different. So we could go with perception.
All right.
Let's do perception. Yeah.
Okay, let's see how I do with this.
Since you're sort of scanning the dumpster and everything. Wow, you are on fire.
18. Holy shit. All right. So rolling high on my D10 today.
I know. Okay, so you you do indeed spot a discarded lead-lined coat of the sort used by radiation technicians and whatnot. And that should be sufficient for kind of like walking from the train station to the address, or if you're on your motorcycle, riding through that neighborhood,
Yeah, certainly.
as long as you're not going to linger too long, it should be fine.
Of course. Yeah. So yeah, I'll be taking the motorcycle, and
all right.
I'll just ride it straight there.
All right. So the address is in the old med center, as I believe mentioned, and it's not too far from City Medical Center, number 19 on the map there.
Yep.
As you pull up outside, you can see that it's a kind of a derelict business kind of space, right? A zoned for business kind of space, and any signage that was there at one time is long gone. The windows are all boarded up, so Savage Docks, this is not by any stretch of the imagination.
Of course not. Yeah.
Yes.
So is there a place for me where I can safely park my bike?
Safely, huh? You want to throw safely in there because there's plenty of parking.
Oh, well, I mean, he said he was traveling there in a vehicle. Like, do I see Okilo's vehicle here, or what? Did it just sort of seem like he was just dropped off?
So actually, yeah, you do see. So there's a couple like derelict hulks that are all like burned out, and the tires are long gone and whatnot. But then sort of standing out for its newness and functionality is a newer model, Mitsubishi Chrysler sedan, all black. Yep. Slightly, looks like it's been customized a little bit. It's lowered, and it's got like rims on it and whatnot. No visible armament or any kind of like anti-theft deterrent devices, but it's the kind of thing where it's like, for someone to park a car like that in a neighborhood like this and just leave it is almost a deterrent in and of itself, because it's just kind of like, oh, if I try to break into that thing, it'll probably kill me 5 ways before I hit the ground,
So yeah, I'll park like a good 10 feet away from it then.
Yeah.
And then like sort of on the inside of it towards the building that I'm going towards. So if the inside is on the sidewalk, then I will park on the sidewalk. And then I'll just sort of head to head to the address that he gave me. And is like the front door open or?
Yeah. So the black sedan was parked about a half a block down. So you walk up, and yeah, there's kind of a non-functional automatic door, right? Like the kind you would have in a clinic, for example.
Yep.
And it's just been it's been boarded up. The glass was shattered long ago, so now it's just boards over the doors. And then they've just sort of been left just open enough to admit someone walking in.
Sounds good. I'll probably have to push it open slightly wider to accommodate the lead line jacket I have over my light armor jacket.
Mm-hmm.
And not to mention the shotgun. So it's I've got a little bulk going in, so I'm gonna have to just kind of shove it a little bit more, and then I'll after I'm through, I'll try to close it over a little bit more than it was open.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit of jimmying to do that, especially with all the accumulated cruft and dirt and everything, but
yes. I imagine there's swearing going on.
Definitely.
Freaking dick.
And then as you recover your cool, you turn and take in the scene in front of you. So this definitely was a medical clinic at one time. The floor plan shows that right away. There's the kind of reception desk, and then you can see where the waiting area was. The linoleum floor is missing tiles, and the tiles that are still there are just filthy beyond all recognition. The drop ceiling has been completely either rotted away or stolen. And then you can see above that where the ducts and the wiring were, most of the wiring's been pulled out, stolen for salvage and scrap.
Yep.
It's just a mess. It's a total mess. There is a small portable lantern, I guess, for lack of a better term, like one of those little construction jobbies you can just hang off a hook, that's hanging in there and providing the requisite light. Since all the windows are boarded up, there's almost no natural light coming in. But other than that, it's kind of creepily deserted.
Wow, I'm getting some serious Hadley's Hope vibes here, so I'm gonna unsling the shotgun.
Yeah, well, they mostly come out at night.
Yeah, mostly. And then I'll I will unnecessarily rack the action once to make a very loud clicking noise to potentially announce my presence.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Why don't you give me another perception roll there?
Sure thing. Hey, hold on. Where's my character sheet?
This being a little more traditional use of perception.
Indeed.
Wow.
Another 18. Holy crap. Is this something? Dez is going to hate me.
I know, right? Because, next session is just going to be ones across the board.
Yep. Oh. All right. So,
actually, I'm gonna screen cap this right now and send it to her. Just look at the nonsense that's going on right now.
No. Oh gosh.
All right. So that's an excellent roll. So indeed, after you chamber your round, and the echo dies down, you strain your ears and you can just make out somewhere further back in the interior of the building, you can definitely hear the sound of two voices. Your guess is that they are just conversing. They're not trying to keep their voices down. It just sounds like two people in conversation.
Sounds good. I will attempt to stealth my way to them just for, just for the experience of it, I guess. I don't really want to.
Yeah. All right.
So, Jesus.
Okay.
This is getting ridiculous.
You know, I'm going to send this to the Discord actually, just so everybody can see it.
For the reading into the record, that's a 17 on myself.
That's right. That's right. All right. So you are, like the veritable shadow. You begin to make your way down the hallway, peeking into the various rooms and closets and whatnot. And you're definitely hearing these voices growing louder as you're moving into the interior of the building. And then, yeah, you can see up ahead. You see a couple of sort of erratic lights, being flashed around, like a couple of people holding flashlights, basically, And you can definitely hear one of the voices is Edison, and then the other is a woman's voice you are not familiar with.
Okay. So I'm able to make out more of what they're saying now. They're not.
Yes.
They're not saying like, when WHiM gets here, we draw and shoot him, are they?
Yeah, no. They're like, okay, so you get the legs and I get the arms. It's a deal, right? No. So it's pretty much the kind of chatter you would expect to hear. From a couple of people looking at some property that they were looking to renovate and make something out of. So
of course, there's lots of repeats of fresh coat of paint and a little elbow grease, and the mold isn't entirely through the studs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, this mold isn't as bad as I thought it would be. Oh no, this is fine.
Yeah, we won't have to replace everything. We can spray.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, when I get close enough, then if like they're through a doorway or if they're like, past a certain, piece of furniture, I'll just politely give them a knock to announce my presence.
All right. So, the voices stop quite suddenly. Are you calling out who you are, or are you just knocking?
Because I'm not carrying a light source, am I?
No, you're not.
So I'll say, Doctor, he's a doctor, right?
Yeah, sure.
Is he a doctor?
That's certainly how he's.
Doctor.
Oh, I'm not a doctor. Yeah.
So I'll just say Okilo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So their voices stop, but then Edison recognizes your voice straight away, and he says, WHiM, yes, please come in, and you see him walking towards you, shining the flashlight in front of him so that you can kind of see where you're going.
Yeah. Sounds good. I'll follow the light. I won't have the shotgun ready anymore. It'll just sort of be slung, but hand close to it, I guess, just because it's an unfamiliar place. And so I'll, when I see the other person, what do they look like? What's their app?
What is their app indeed? So the person standing in here, sort of, indifferently lit by the flashlights, appears to be a woman probably in her 40s. She has light brown skin. The sides of her head are shaved, and then she's kind of got her very kind of abundant and curly hair sort of piled up into sort of a half afro, half mohawk, if you will.
Lovely.
And then she herself is wearing a heavy trench coat that you would guess is probably lead lined. And as Okilo's flashlight kind of plays across her face momentarily, you can see her cybernetic eyes, studying you as you walk in.
That's right. I get the double reflection off of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. I'll give a nod. Okilo said we were meeting someone. I'm WHiM.
So she puts her hand out and she says, "I'm Phoenix. Phoenix Red Wine."
Phoenix Red Wine. All
so
right.
Go ahead and roll a d10 for me, and we'll see if you've heard of her.
All right. Let's see if I still remember how to do this.
Oh, interesting. All right. So the name means nothing to you.
Absolutely nothing to me. All right, sounds good.
Yep. And
Phoenix Redmond. So I'll ask Phoenix as in the bird?
so
Or
she's
as in Texas?
it's in Texas, Phoenix, Texas.
Phoenix TX.
So she gives you a little like side eye, like, are you fucking with me? But she's like as in the bird. It's kind of my personal brand. I've been running a clinic called From the Ashes for a few years now.
I see. Well, always a pleasure to meet another practitioner. You're, I'm guessing then you're planning on opening a branch here?
Oh, it's not just a branch. I'm actually looking for a place to put down permanent roots. I started out of a shipping container, and then right now I'm in a garage. So this place, though, I think I like this place.
Yeah, WHiM will sort of scrape his foot along one of the grimy tiles on the floor, trying to uncover the original coloration that was on it. However many decades ago, and say, yeah, it looks like it has possibilities. Hopefully, the radiation keeps dropping over the next few years.
That's the forecast, and Okilo and I were just checking out some of these retaining walls. She plays her flashlight over some big cement wall, and she says, "I think it's gonna be naturally shielded, just thanks to the construction here. I mean, this place is pretty close to the blast zone and held up. So I believe this thing is it's got good bones."
A good carapace, you might be a better way of putting it.
Indeed. So we were just actually about to go through to the former surgery, if you want to walk with us.
Of course. My pleasure.
All right.
And then so as we're walking, maybe I'll try to make small talk of, what does her From the Ashes clinic specialize in?
So she gets a little animated,
Okay.
she clearly enjoys that kind of opportunity to talk a little bit about her clinic. So she says, "Oh well, see, I used to work for Trauma Team, and I put in 5 years with those guys, and I just got tired of working on all these rich fuckers who could afford platinum coverage, right? So I just thought all the patients we picked up who could barely afford it, and or even the ones who couldn't, I just thought, what am I doing here? So I just thought, hey, I can open up my own clinic. It'll help out the kind of downtrodden of the city, and then the fourth corporate war happened, and I lost all my savings, and that was kind of that for a little while. But well, that's why I call the clinic Farm of the Ashes. It's not just because my name's Phoenix, but also it's kind of bringing my dream back. So it's mostly there to serve the people who can't afford Trauma Team or REO Meatwagon memberships,
Certainly. That's it's quite noble. It's a great endeavor to help out those that can't necessarily dish out the cash. It's it's far-seeing, I guess you could say.
So Okilo kind of chuckles to himself, and he says, and it also doesn't hurt that half the population of the city owes you personal favors, right, Phoenix? And she just kind of shrugs like, maybe,
Well, money's not the only currency that matters around here.
You got it. So as you're walking, you've walked into this former surgery, and clearly this place was mostly for outpatient, kind of stuff. But it's got two operating rooms, and they look decent, like Phoenix says, good bones. If you get some good, it's only as good as the equipment you get into the room, of course. But as far as being an operating theater. It looks perfectly sufficient,
Yeah. I don't know if WHiM's ever stood in a proper operating theater before.
Oh, really? You can have a moment. Excuse me.
Maybe maybe on the peripheries. He's looked in from the windows, but never actually in the very center.
Yeah.
Where the table would stand. So maybe he does sort of have a momentary flash of of what could be, of the possibilities. He might sort of make a mental note someday.
Yeah, a little screen wipe as you see what it could be, and then it wipes back to what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So you're, you kind of realize you've just kind of been standing there looking, and then you realize that Phoenix is watching you. And she says, so Kilo tells me you're something of a surgeon.
Well, not traditionally trained, but in this day and age, who is, I suppose. But yeah, I contract for REO Meatwagon. I couldn't get in with Trauma Team. You need better connections than I have to swing that vote, you could say. But no, I like doing the occasional act of good Samaritanship. It helps. I guess we might have the same idea. It sort of helps build future clientele to be owed favors rather than, COD.
She nods, definitely, vibing with your background there, and she says, so you're comfortable with that kind of work then?
What, doing, triage or slicing and dicing?
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten my hands dirty more than once, I suppose. It's not too. I guess I should say I don't get squeamish at the sight of blood.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Because I was thinking of offering you a staff position here when we open up.
No, no tryouts, no. No interview, no practicum.
Well, the way I work is I tend to go a bit fast and loose, because I have a good sense of people when I meet them, and also level with you. We had someone else in mind, but as of this morning, she has turned up dead.
Oh, that's a shame. It's hard to get good surgeons in Night City, or at least keep them around.
Yes, indeed. I'd worked with her before. She had a staff position at Stewart Hospital, but liked to moonlight on the side. Would often use my clinic for her side jobs. And she was good. Didn't much care for working for the hospital either. So I was going to see if she was interested in coming on full time with us. But turned up dead in the penthouse unit of the Night Marriott Hotel at dawn this morning. It's been on all the scream sheets. I don't suppose you got a chance to look.
The Night Marriott Hotel, you say? No, I've been in surgery all day. It's a double. Double amputation.
Double cyberectomy.
Yeah.
So she kind of cocks an eyebrow, like, oh, impressed, like she's like, see, I told you I have a good sense of people.
Well, it was, I guess part of it was me, part of it was just the quality of the parts that were being transposed, you might say. It's easier to work with, well, it's easier to work with quality, WHiM might say, looking around the surgical opera again. Yeah, kind of getting a wistful tone in his voice and a distant look in his eye.
She definitely picks up on that. She says, yes, well, that's something that Edison's been working on, and we'll be getting in some fresh equipment here as soon as we get this place cleaned up a little bit,
Certainly.
But no, we've got some orders in. I think you'll be impressed with what we're able to set up here.
Oh, I'm sure.
So are you interested?
I would say that I'm definitely. I don't want to come off as mercenarial, but what sort of compensation can I be looking at?
Well, yes, indeed. I offer standard rates plus commission. No. No, but she, let's see, where's the job section? Let me get a good idea. I think it's something like €1,000 per person or something like that.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. Doing jobs, easy job. Okay, so easy job's 500 per person. Okay, so yeah, so she says, we pay 500 a week.
Okay, and I should take her previous statement that you've no objection to moonlighting in on site.
Oh, certainly not. No, just clear everything with me, and as long as it doesn't impact your shift rotations, then yeah, I have no problem with that.
Well, I would just need to. I have a crew I'm working with right now, so I just need to give them a heads up before I took on a more permanent or time-consuming position elsewhere. I mean, how many hours, clinic hours, would you be looking at for dedication?
We just ask for 3 rotations a week, so not too onerous. I should hope.
Yes, and I'd imagine there shouldn't be a significant difficulty there. Yeah, of course. I am very inclined to accept your offer.
Of course, take some time to think it over, check with your people. But she, swipes her card on your agent. She says, "There's my contact info, and just give me a call."
Sounds good. I respond in kind, but of course, on her agent, it comes up as Dooley's contact info.
Yeah, exactly.
You can reach me here, and then it's a completely different name.
Yeah, with Dooley's profile picture and all that. Yeah. Her avatar. Yeah. Why is your avatar a ferret in a Dracula costume?
Funny story.
Long story. Yeah. All right. So she says, well, let's. I think we're done here, Edison, and he nods, and she says, "Great. Well, let's meet up at another time and talk more details. As soon as you're ready."
It'll be my pleasure.
And she's kind of walking out with you, And so as you all, squeeze through the busted automatic doors, this former clinic. You see Phoenix stop, and she looks down the street and she sees that sedan sitting there, and her eyes kind of narrow. She goes, "That's funny. That wasn't there when we got here."
I thought you came in it. You can see my bark. It's parked right next to that thing.
So she, kind of scoffs. She's like, huh, "You think I could afford something like that? No. Right. All my money is going into the clinic." Yeah. And so she kind of looks at him and he shrugs, and she says, Dr. Vangelos, she was murdered. And based on what they're saying in the scream sheets, I'm pretty sure it was the knife who did it.
The knife?
Oh, yeah, the knife. He's, and she kind of looks around, lowers her voice. I should say, nobody knows who it is. It's this Solo who is like this master of disguise. So nobody's ever seen the knife and lived to tell the tale. But they do all their work through probably some kind of, implants, needle blades in their fingers or something, because like their victims are always killed very precisely with little stab wounds, base of the skull or through the eye socket. That's what they say Dr. Evangelos was killed by, was some kind of trauma to the brain through her eye. So yeah, someone was on her tail. So she straightens up again and says, so probably for the best that she didn't come and work for us.
I suppose so. Yes, indeed. And I'm starting to look around in a sort of paranoid kind of manner.
So suddenly the car engine fires up. And, Edison and Phoenix both, their heads both whip around. They look. And you see Edison's hand go into his jacket, reaching for a gun.
So is the vehicle going to start heading towards us?
Well, that would be the question. I assume you've had your shotgun slung this whole time.
Yeah. So I don't know. Should I do like an initiative check?
Let's do initiative. Yeah, that sounds good. Of course, you don't have a token on the board.
Token on the board, yeah.
Here, let me assign the car to you so you can do it.
Okay.
Let's see here. It's so weird that you can't just make an initiative roll, but
yeah,
whatever. All right, there you go. You should be able to do it off the car now.
Oh, let me try. Oh, I have to select the token first and then do initiative. There we go. 15.
Excellent. All right. And I'll just do a /R function here for myself. What is it? Plus reflexes, right?
I think so. Let's see. I rolled D10 plus 7, and my reflex is 7. I don't imagine it's from body. So, yeah. D10 plus reflex.
Okay. Body. All right. Oh, you beat him. Even with the reflexes 10.
Damn. Well, they rolled pretty badly. So, all right. I can ready actions, right?
Yeah.
So if the vehicle starts coming towards us, because I'm guessing that's I'm guessing that's what's happening, unless it's like some sort of distraction, which I wouldn't think about because I'm thinking about like drive-bys.
Yeah.
But yeah, if the car starts coming towards us, I'm just going to push Phoenix back through the door into the hospital and follow her through.
Okay, so you're just mostly positioning yourself.
Yeah.
To human shield.
Planting my feet a bit more and getting ready to unsling the shotgun.
Okay. All right, and like I said, Edison's got his hand on his gun inside his jacket. You're all watching tensely as the car, has rumbled to life, and then you see the front wheels turn pretty sharply, and then it just, hooks a UE straight out of its parking space. And then as soon as it's finished its 180, the driver just, jams the accelerator and it just takes off down the street.
Interesting. All right. So then, WHiM will straighten up and look at Dr. Okilo and Phoenix. And so, what were your transportation plans when you were done here? Then you're just going to walk to the station?
Yeah, it's just down the street. It's a couple blocks away.
Okay. I'll make my way over to my bike. I'd like to take a look at it since that obviously vehicle didn't belong to them. So I'd like to see if anything has been attached to or tampered with.
Any blinking lights, perhaps? That kind of thing. Yeah.
I'll get on the ground and look up on the undercarriage and see if there's anything flashing or a strange cylinder that's attached to the starter.
All right. Well, if only Skoden was here, but this would be a land vehicle tech roll. So,
oh boy,
good luck.
Yes, good luck indeed. Land vehicle tech. All right, I get 0 in that.
Yeah.
There goes my luck.
There it goes. All right.
Not.
Yeah. You give it the cursory once over before realizing like you would have no fucking clue what to look for apart from like a comically obvious bomb, like it's like a bundle of dynamite with an alarm clock taped to it or something, you know.
Yeah, I realized that Skoden actually he just randomly puts flashing lights on these things anyway. So, I mean, it's impossible for me to tell which ones are supposed to be there and which ones might not supposed to be there.
Exactly. Yeah. Damn all these LEDs.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's right. He's still planning on installing our logo on the front of it. Jeez. They're all just unplugged LEDs that don't even have the neon bulbs like strung to them yet.
Yeah. Like when he puts in new stuff, he doesn't take out the old stuff.
Yeah. All right. So you know what? I'll just be like, okay, well, I'll hit the ignition on it.
Here we go.
Boom.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was a bad choice. No, you fire her up, and everything seems to be working normally. You know,
right?
Sounds normal.
So I'll rumble over to the two of them. I mean, is the bike a single seater or can it take two?
It's kind of a sport bike, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not so much of a touring vehicle.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
You could probably take a second, but in a very uncomfortable sort of way.
Very uncomfortable. Yeah, you know, Astasia would sit on the back. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and then insist it was fine. You know, oh no, really, it's fine. I'm comfortable.
Smooth ride through and through. I'll have to talk to Skoden about that. Getting a peon saddle put on the back of it, so that it's a little extended for the comfort of the rider behind me.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sure he'd be happy to do that. Right, Santi? Just talking to future Santiago who's listening.
Exactly. I'll offer to pace them to the station.
So they thank you for that. Oh no, that's fine. You know, they're kind of looking around like that's fine. I think we're just a little spooked, says Phoenix, after Dr. Vangelos's death this morning, but it should be fine.
Of course. All right, so I'll drive off in the other direction, but I think I would still like to kind of tail them until they get to this station. So maybe I'll drive very loudly in one direction and then do a U-turn and then very slowly, very in a low gear with not a lot of throttle, just kind of, follow them to see if they actually go to the station or, if they take some sort of detour.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, you could probably do one of those kind of seems like you're heading off, but then you take a left and then you circle back around the block, right? And then you can kind of see them as they're walking down the street. So,
yeah. Great.
Okay, so you do so, and you catch sight of them, again as you come back around, and indeed you see them arriving at the maglev station and heading up the stairs to get on the platform and wait for the next train.
All right, sounds good. Well, yeah, then I'll gun the engine and ride off. Yeah. No more subtlety. It's big wheelie, and then I'm gone.
A big wheelie. All right, so I think that's a good kind of iris out sort of moment on this section of the chapter.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got a new contact in the form of Phoenix Redwine. You have a job offer, and somebody was spying on you. So all in all, a pretty typical day.
Exactly.
All right. So as usual, I forgot to give out improvement points, and I was even noting them to myself. I was like, "Oh, that's a good. That's. Oh, I like that. Definitely going to get some improvement points for that." And then I totally forgot. Thank you for the reminder. Let's see.
Des would be ashamed of me if I didn't ask.
Yeah, I know, right? We all have responsibilities here. So let's see here. Okay, so I liked the little personality beats there in terms of picturing your future and thinking about what's to come. That was pretty cool. And let's see, you discovered something out of the ordinary or exceptional. So, because you're explorer as well, right? Explorer and role player.
Explorer role player, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I will. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like for a short session like that, I think this fits. 30 points.
All right. Sounds good. Perfect.
All right.
All right.
That was the improvement point epilogue. So now we're all caught up on what everybody's doing. And I think we're kind of back to where we left off with events transpiring at the docks, correct?
Yeah, I pooped the deck,
That's where we left off?
but everyone else is
Pooped the deck.
unconscious.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So and that was in the morning, right? If I'm remembering that correctly.
Yeah, we got to the morning of the next day. Oh, I should open my calendar. Let me grab that.
I was going to say, what is our day now on your calendar?
So we are
James'
currently
calendar.
on the morning of Tuesday the 11th because we take a long time to get through days.
This has been
Very
a
long
wild
time.
few days for you guys. Yeah. Okay. Tuesday the 11th. Excellent. So yeah. And Skoden has regained consciousness, correct?
Yes.
Rolling.
I snapped back into the real, and here I am.
All right. Very good. So I assume you guys want to book it at this point.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, because I had been like frantic, like panic messaging WHiM about our unconscious, very large friend who's now awake, and then I had to drive a boat.
That's right.
So I don't know what
Okay,
happened to
good.
those messages, but they existed.
Yeah.
All right. So yes. So WHiM, you are back at the Nomad camp. And I don't know, it's dawn. Would you be up?
Yeah, I'm probably working on my armor because I gotta fix that up. I was interrupted so rudely last time, and then brought suddenly into surgery, and then it's the only time I have to really work on my personal projects.
The me time, yeah. And every time you try, you get interrupted.
Is when you edit this episode together, it will basically be a supercut of all of us in different sessions complaining about how Skoden prevented us from getting our armor fixed.
That's true. That's true because that happened, in the other session too.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
It did.
Reminding me of our Palladium game with Alex and how we didn't want to get our armor repaired either. And
he's still not over that.
I'm not over it either. That's why I just brought it up, man.
I'm not over it either. And I only listened to it. That part I felt so strongly. I'm like, man, fucking god
Some
damn
fucking
it.
bullshit right here.
Dude. I took umbrage on your behalf with the armor repair system.
Thank you.
And I just have so much GM pity for that section. So we can
Thank
tell
you.
who's the
Thank
player
you.
and who's the GMs here.
Hey, don't
Well,
don't hate the
3
player,
against 2,
hate the
apparently.
game.
That's right. Literally, that really applies. All right. So yeah, yet again, then for WHiM, you're interrupted when your agent sends you a bunch of alerts, messages incoming.
Life alerts. I hate these. All right.
Do you have your agent read them out, or do you you just read the text?
I think I actually, since I'm so focused on fixing my armor, I think I probably have Astasia, my assistant. I'm gonna have her read them out to me. Just swipe randomly, and it'll unlock the phone.
She knows you well enough to know what your swipe pattern is.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that the name of the agent?
She's been watching you. That's
that?
his. That's the sidekick, as he said.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, that's my surgery assistant.
Okay. Got it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, yeah, they're she reads out. She says, "Oh, they're all from Dooley. They seem to be something having to do with Skoden losing consciousness in the middle of piloting a ship."
Okay. Does she want me to do anything about it, or?
She was wondering what she should do. She says.
Oh, I see. Ask her if there is a medical kit in the bridge.
Yeah.
All right. My reply will be like, it's a boat, not a bridge. And also, he seems to be awake now, so we're gonna try to head back, but you should check him out because it was weird.
So not a ship, a boat. Okay. All right. I'll have her ask for. I'll have Astasia ask her coordinates where you are planning on making landfall.
So I would send the coordinates for Doc Martens. And then I don't know if I can share my location as we're going to I'm going to trust this crazy narcoleptic person to drive us back in his car to the Nomad camp, I guess, unless you want me to drive your car.
Oh.
She said, hopefully.
I mean, no.
No
I guess
way.
you can if you. No, actually, no. What are you, crazy?
You did just pass out for the whole time I had to deftly park the giant boat.
And you did a very good job. So I think that in the unlikely event that happens again, you'll be able to, pull us out of it with equal aplomb.
Why are you
have
so
to
sure
see
it's
that-
unlikely? Why are you so sure it's unlikely? A voice says.
Oh, well, that's the thing. I was just kind of thinking that table talk wise, I guess if Dooley asks if she can drive the car in character, I would probably just chuckle, and then I would say "Oh, don't be ridiculous. Hi, I'm fine."
Are you sure about that?
Then I'll think back at it. Of course not.
I'm just saying, I'm going to have to save up money to make sure that WHiM can do the surgery to stitch my butthole back in place from where it fell out when I got stressed out this last time. So if you crash the car, it's going to be a problem.
I'm not listening to this conversation, am I? I'm not privy to this information.
Probably not.
It's like stitching
Thank
butthole.
God for texting. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, and then I go tell my agent, send WHiM a message that maybe my butthole has fallen out from stress.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll probably stop in front of the car then, and I think I would get down on Dooley's level so that I could look her right in the windows of her soul.
Right, so you're prone. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a body of 3, so get way down. It's a
Sweet.
deep
Yeah.
squat.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Probably have to
Both
hunker
hamstrings.
down. Yeah. And look, and now listen to me. I'm a nomad. This is what we do. If there is even the slightest possibility that I can no longer do this, then that obviates my purpose. And therefore, it's impossible. I am fine, I assure you. So we should go now. And with that, I'll stand up, turn around, and unlock the car. Maybe if it has one of those cool little fobs that goes beep, 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 and then get in.
All right. And I tell you that I trust you, but I'm also wrapping Dracula in bubble wrap and tape and stuff.
Aw.
Just in case you fall asleep and crash the car.
Oh dear.
Like a little
narcoleptic nomad you can drive like, oh man, no, that would be the worst. For the first time, I think throughout all of this, Skoden is genuinely alarmed because being, divorced from the ability to perform his defining function is pretty terrifying, and I think that's just slowly dawning on him right now. The implications of not having full control over your faculties has maybe been I don't know, I think that's maybe lurking in the background the whole time, and so is coping with that with maybe meeting it with gusto. So I think it's kind of the reality of it is becoming a little more concrete to him. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So you hit the road. It's a foggy morning. Very gray skies overhead as you drive back along 16 over the Johnny Silverhand Memorial Bridge. And eventually, outside of Haywood, you rumble into the nomad camp. That is your closest thing to home these days. And WHiM is there to meet you?
I am.
Question mark? All right.
I should be, right?
Oh yeah, if you want to be.
They didn't tell me to. They didn't tell me to. Come meet them. They just, gave me a ping. So. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, how concerned is WHiM for Skoden at this point? Like, what do you want to do? You want to hook him up to a biofeedback machine, or what are you looking at?
Well, I don't think I have anything even close to that fancy.
Oh. Boo.
Skoden, don't you have one built in that he could hook up to?
Mm-hmm.
Like, didn't you get the doodling?
Yeah, a biomonitor.
Yeah.
Ah,
That is one of my. In fact, yeah, I think that's my only neural wear.
okay.
Only.
Neural.
Well, you thought it was. Then you got.
Yeah, you thought it was. Yeah.
You got a miracle whip.
All right. Well, then I would be. I would be more than happy to take a look at his, his readouts and see if there's anything unusual.
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay. It is linked to my agent, so I mean, unless you want to link it to a different agent that has better apps or whatever, I don't know, medical whatnot, something.
Yeah, I suppose I could plug it into the REO Meatwagon, operating computer. I don't imagine that would cause any sort of massive issues were Des to get access to my work vehicle.
Yes.
That's the worst that could happen.
Indeed.
I wonder, says the entity asking for sacrifices not 12 hours ago.
Yeah, I would say less than 2 hours ago.
All right. So, next thing you know, you're all in the meat wagon, and you are getting Skoden hooked up. So, yeah, miracle worker, what do you think?
So how is this printout being done? Like, is it usually like a report? Is it like an imaging thing where you see it on screen, you can print it out? Like, what does that look like?
I imagine like inside the REO meat wagon, there's like a big screen that you would use to like put up like, X-rays. So I would paste the results onto that.
Okay. All right. I think what ends up coming through, is there like a usual standard, like this is like the full body report, like a body scan?
Yeah.
And it kind of goes through every system and everything?
Yeah, there's like it's like, in those future shows where there's just like a bunch of little windows popping up on the screen and they all show like different biometrics. So like, you've got the heartbeat and you've got like the blood pressure and the numbers going up and down. And yeah, exactly. So it's just an amalgamation of all those things.
Okay. All right. So...
Or at least that's what would normally happen.
Yeah. All right. So in terms of Larkins, in terms of what I can do, do I have to roll anything, or do I just describe what's going on?
I think since you are being plugged in, I don't think you have to roll anything. So go for it.
You got some music going on too, I hear.
I do.
Tempting to get some music.
Some music.
Too low.
It's very faint.
Yeah,
So,
it's good. That's fine. It's a very quiet track. So.
Nice.
Carry on.
Okay. So a couple things. Okay, so the initial report is just kind of looks like basic. Like it runs through like his systems, like of what's going on, brain, heart, blood pressure, all of those different pieces. I guess it checks in with like his different like cyberware or whatever he has, like his like that they're all online, right? They're functioning, I think.
There's like a BIOS window that pops up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then the report, like it's like, okay, like this is done, right? But the report keeps going, right? And so then there's another report that has a list of all of these different statistics with just it's like a totally different body is being shown to you. And that stops. And then, weirdly enough, there's like this very strange, basically it's like a combination of all of these different numbers, letters to form an image that looks like something that you haven't really seen before. Or maybe you have. I'm going to post it in the chat. I guess I could do that on Discord.
Whichever.
Okay. And it's very geometric. It's very curved. It's like a face, and there's like an animal. There's animals going around. It's very stylized and graphic. And so it looks like what would, if somebody who was an expert in this, it would look like some type of ancient sculpture of like a South American or Central American religious artifact. But it's printed out in like, it's using all of the different text and fonts and emojis and everything to build it up to make it look like its image
that is some,
on the report.
That's like very detailed ASCII art. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay. I don't know what that is, but I'll agree. I am an old. Okay. And so that's what comes up.
You should know it if you're an old.
I should?
Yeah, we're gonna have to apologize to all the Zoomer audience. Maybe put in a link in the description showing examples
of ASCII art. Yeah.
Okay, it's that. I'm just not cool enough then? I don't know. All right.
So it's little text dooblies that make a picture when they're
thank you. That's what I was trying to say. Yay! I have. That's what I was trying to describe. Thank you.
Yeah, precisely.
We were with you on that.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
so yes, ASCII. All right.
Yeah.
So it's an ASCII art
the
depiction.
The lollercopter.
Yeah. Okay, got it. So it's that of this like Central American religious artifact depiction of a possible deity. I don't know.
That's not freaky at all.
Yeah, no, it's perfectly normal, perfectly fine. So that's what comes out in the report. So it's more than one thing there. Weird.
Curious.
Weird. Random.
That's super random.
Well, my first inclination is to assume that something has gone terribly wrong with his cyberware.
Yeah. Yep.
Terribly wrong.
I think that's been this whole adventure. I mean, to be fair.
Yeah. So Skoden.
Yeah. Yep.
Should probably, maybe get some sort of firmware update or
Ooh, I don't like that.
maybe check out your warranty options.
Actually,
gear in
WHiM,
the upper right of your
Have
body.
you-
exactly.
Have you been hanging around on the dark web with, an Ethernet plugged in directly to yourself? You may have a virus.
Well, yeah. Speaking of which, let's have WHiM make a roll. Let's see. There's. Does your medtech ability, is that supposed to work like a skill, or is that just kind of unlock other skills?
So the medtech roll ability doesn't do anything for me itself. It unlocks my surgery and unlocks my pharmaceuticals. Yeah. So
Okay.
neither of those would really be incredibly useful at the moment unless I was going to try to take out his cyberware myself, which I've got an excellent track record of, to be clear.
Cool.
Yes, you actually
Yay.
do. But no lies detected there.
Exactly. I'm 2 for 0 right now.
Yeah. All right.
2 limbs, 0 lives lost.
Okay.
That's right.
Doing great.
0 lives lost. Let's see here. So, I think a basic tech then, just to kind of interpret the readout that you're seeing on the
Sure.
screen.
Sounds good.
All right.
Oh.
There's-
All right.
14.
Okay.
14, not bad. Okay. So yeah, what you're seeing, apart from the weird symbolism art and everything. But yeah, that other set of readouts was definitely showing. It was showing kind of the equivalent of brain waves. Like there is an actual living consciousness that is inside Skoden. It's not an AI. It is like a human consciousness. It's exactly the kind of readout that you would expect to see if you hooked up some, little nodes to somebody's temples and, ran a diagnostic in that way.
Interesting.
Furthermore, it seems like there's a much greater than normal, expected amount of sort of bioelectric activity around the base of Skoden's spine.
Like the sacral region down.
That's
Down
right.
at the all right. Where your butt dimples can be if you have them. All right.
I imagine Skoden does.
Yeah, I
Not
think he
that I
does.
think about that too often.
Think about
but-
Skoden's butt constantly.
Gotta think
Did I
about the
drift off
sacrum.
blissfully to sleep
Sacrum,
every
yeah.
night.
That's
Yeah.
right. His little Danish muffin top.
But he has a brain now, according to Rainey. So
He has a brain in his sacrum?
Yeah, I'm like
He
a
has to start
stegosaurus.
somewhere. If he has a brain in his butt, it's better than where he was before. So
Yeah.
it's fine.
All right. Noted.
You're perhaps forcibly reminded of like reading about dinosaurs when you were a kid, and how it talked about how they'd have 2 brains,
one in their butt and one in their head.
one in their butt. Yeah. Mhm. Some of the
Skoden-
larger ones.
Skoden, do you know if you had a twin that you may have ingested in utero?
All right, good question. This is a good doctor.
You start with the most obvious question. You work your way down the
That's
list.
right. You think horses, not
Occam's razor.
zebras.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm unaware of any such phenomenon
Okay.
during my the word escapes me all of a sudden. I don't know. During my nascent months. but
Your
I see.
nativity.
But right.
Is there a family member we can contact for this information?
You phone a friend.
Yeah.
Well, no. Let's just cut to the chase. And
What?
well, because we know what happened.
butt.
We access the files. So we know that when I had my augmentations done, the doctor that did it, gave me a little extra.
A little junk in the trunk, as it were.
Yeah, gave me a little extra for
mean-
free and all that. Like we know what happened, so we need to bring WHiM into the
He's a thick boy now.
loop.
Oh
right?
yeah.
So we need to share that information with WHiM, I think.
Yeah, like there's a doctor, she's dead now, we didn't do it, but she did put some extra stolen technology into him, and then now there's Miracle Worker, but Miracle Worker is actually Pepita and might know the Danger Girl lady, which is Bananas. And also we almost crashed a boat, and I'm pretty sure that Miracle Worker can make Skoden do things like go unconscious and maybe pull weeds. I don't know.
Yeah.
One
So
question.
we just brought you
Wait a
0 to
minute.
60.
Wait, only has
wait,
one
only one
question?
question?
Only one?
I only have one question. When you say bananas, is it Bananas?
Yes.
Oh
Full
my
on.
god.
All right.
Like
so,
marching band beat and everything.
I see.
Oh my god.
Well, that's an interesting point. It makes a lot of sense compared to what Belmont was saying about putting some very unusual tech inside you, Skoden.
Oh my.
Yes. So what is it?
It's another brain at the very least, possibly another person. In your sacrum.
The latter I'm aware of, but I don't. It's kind of feeling my lower back. Like I believe I would notice if I had.
Do you feel any
brain.
tension in your sacrum?
Not any more so than usual.
Because a lot of people carry tension in their sacrum.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I tend to let
all
go
in
of
that
my
area.
tension.
Yeah,
I see.
you should
Usually
massage it, and I
somebody
like hold up
dies.
my agent in record mode.
So, okay, so right now, as this discussion is taking place, I am reviewing the doctor's notes that I had saved a while back.
Mhm.
So I'm skimming through those notes, and so what would they reveal to me?
All right. Are you putting them up on the big screen, or are you just keeping them to yourself?
I'm gonna put them up on the big screen. Let's do it.
Do you love
Right.
your player notes being bad workaround of GM? I am opening the file. Tell me what it says.
Yep.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
So WHiM, you notice right away these are like doctor's notes, like pretty standard doctor's notes, and they're under the name of Dr. Ramona Vangelos.
That name rings a bell.
Oh, for WHiM.
AKA Dr. Puta.
Yeah, that's right.
AKA Dr. Dead.
Dr.
And also
Dr.
clowns.
Dr.
Oh,
Oshi
no.
did.
Doctor
Dead.
killed by the knife.
Yep.
Maybe.
Mhm.
Maybe. The knife with
So
a
what are
capital
they
K.
saying? What are they saying? What are the notes saying? Come on, man.
So these are now. Did you just grab all of her notes, or did
Yes.
you grab like the notes pertaining to your case?
Everything, the whole shebang.
Everything. Okay.
And her purse.
So it's,
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's page after page of just her notes in
Wait
horribly typo-ridden, very hastily typed,
Wait a minute.
kind of shorthand.
Wouldn't she dictate those, or it would be dictated in shorthand?
That's true.
Like,
Actually, it would
let's
be
advance
dictated.
this. Yeah.
Let's advance the technology. Good point.
Yeah. But it would be,
yeah,
it
it's
would
still
be
very
dictated.
very
it would
stream
be,
of consciousness. Yeah, stream of consciousness, kind of, and because it's just like a transcription of like what she's saying, right?
in
so,
code almost. It's almost like code.
yeah, there's a lot of medical terminology, obviously,
Right.
and abbreviations and whatnot,
Hmm.
So yeah, so you you all see on the screen, just like the page is flipping through very fast because they're being cycled through in net action time, so it's like almost a blur, and then it stops on this particular case, and it is marked as it's got some kind of code on it that you've seen on it, or that showed up on a few others, that seems to be for like her moonlighting jobs that she would use, like outside the hospital. And she at the top it just says like side job for Arasaka, supplement to scheduled surgery, and then contact and Belmont, and then his contact information, and because he's working for Arasaka, and various other just kind of job details, right? And then it gets into the case details, and it's just patients, and then it gives Skoden's full name, which we just not revealed. It's always
just
off.
beep it. It's actually beep beep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
your Des, your mic
style.
cut out there. What's his name?
All right.
Good.
And then
So it's Skoden.
right.
I mean,
Okay,
Bury that.
I got it.
Would be in like quotes to
Yeah.
handle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
everything else.
Beep, Skoden, beep.
Beeps go beep. And so then bone lace and bone lace and muscle graft procedure, so and so assisting, blah blah blah, etc., and then implantation of computer chip, and then some descriptions of the chip in terms of its like dimensions, weight, etc. And then after careful consideration have decided to attach chip to base of patient's spine, will make later removal easier while keeping relatively undetectable as per client's request.
Client.
It sounds like it's not important, but who assisted in this procedure, and do I know if they're still alive?
Good question. So, let's see. Give me a D10 roll to see if you recognize them.
Sounds good.
Recognize.
Yeah.
A 6.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So no luck. You don't recognize the name. They're
Boom.
identified as an NP though.
Okay.
So if you want to follow up on that, that's fine.
I will not follow up on it at this moment, but I think I may want to follow up on it in the future, especially if I can blackmail this nurse practitioner into perhaps assisting me in the future.
Okay. All right. So they are. Their name is Kyle Lee, Li.
Kyle.
Kyle Lee. Awesome.
Yep.
It's always a Kyle.
It is always a Kyle,
Every
isn't
time.
it?
Every time.
Kyles and Kevins cannot be trusted.
Nope.
Kevins are very trustworthy.
No, it's in the record now. Can't take it back.
It's fact. No takesies backsies.
I have precedence with Foosbro as a Kevin.
Exactly.
Bro.
Exactly.
I know you just made our case for us. Thank you. The defense rests.
Perfectly trustworthy gentleman.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Your Honor, no
Oh.
further questions.
Yeah.
This is why
right,
defendants should never take the
so-
stand.
The fear.
And then the
Lee.
Ellie. And then the next page after the medical records is just a transaction report showing that she was indeed transferred 20,000 credits by Eric Belmont through a sort of back channel, whatever Bitcoin equivalent.
Crypto.
Yeah,
Crypto beans.
Dogecoin. Yeah, transferred in Dogecoin. So
Dogecoin, of course. It's the only currency that's left.
that's right. It
Yeah.
emerged triumphant
It is,
over all.
it
the
is the new gold
Oh my
is
god.
Dogecoins.
No.
So
Wait, is he related
yeah.
to the Belmonts?
Yeah, we had a conversation about that on Monday because
Oh, you did?
I was saying I generated his name randomly and it was before I started watching Castlevania. I just want you to know.
But what if he was? I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Mhm.
He's not.
Was a monster hunter. Mm.
All right. So,
Right.
this is
So
what's said
that's
here. So
that's that.
what else? What else is going on here? What do y'all think of this information? Big deal.
Well, now I know where the chip is.
Oh. Do a scan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do like a subdermal scan, like a
Ooh.
local, perhaps.
Yeah,
It's okay. I swear it's gonna be only slightly less painful than a lumbar puncture. I promise.
It's not that. That doesn't give me pause. It's just I don't know if subdermal is gonna cut it. I mean, it's probably implanted directly. Just
the bone
right onto the
nerve.
Well, no,
the
because
nerves.
they specified it will be an easy extraction. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
I don't
like-
think they
it's
specified he had to
true,
live
but-
through the extraction.
Exactly.
Based on
Yeah.
the interactions we've had with them so far. By the way, they're ninjas.
well,
Yeah.
then
Well,
what,
they
It's
did
easy
want
for
to take
them.
me alive.
Yeah,
but yeah,
he
that
needs to
doesn't
be-
necessarily.
he needs to at least be alive when they start to take it out, which means that it's probably not like a hack job because he at least needs to live through, I would say, at least half of the procedure.
Half.
But what happens if we take Miracle Worker out? What you gonna do? Where are they gonna
Oh.
go?
I'll
Yeah, no,
plug her into into the car.
We definitely
I don't want to
want
be in a
to.
car.
It's a
We
I
nice
definitely
you
car.
hear that? You hear that? I don't want to be in that car. I don't want to be in a car.
Don't worry, we're not taking anyone anywhere. No, we don't want to take anything out. We were talking about just doing a scan, right? And when we're saying a subdermal scan, I think it's just deeper than that. It's like probably directly, like I want to say the chip's probably mounted directly to the bone with like leads
yeah.
going into that and interfacing directly with like the cauda equina or something like that.
Okay.
In that area, because
Yeah, you'll
it's
have to put a
interfacing
sensor in his
directly.
butt to see it.
Yeah,
Okay.
gotta do an ultrasound
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need you to drink a gallon of laxatives for the next 24 hours, and then I'll get the scope ready.
The scope.
Don't know that we need to necessarily go that particular route either. But if you want to scan it, I just don't think subdermal is going to be deep enough. Is all I'm saying.
I'll just crank up the power. It'll be fine. You might get some low level radiation, but I mean, in this day and age, who doesn't have that?
Yeah. No.
I'll prescribe you some iodine tablets. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Bonus radiation.
He's a medical professional, Skoden. Come on.
That's right. You probably have a higher first aid than I do, but I'm the one with the license here.
I only have 4 in first aid, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, then I definitely have a higher first aid than you, and I have a license, so you should listen to this one.
What's the purpose of the scan? What are we hoping to accomplish or learn that we don't already know?
Well, if we, find her body, as I seem to recall she wanting to get back to in the ramen shop, which was not Eric Belmont's body, it'll be faster if we know exactly where to look to extract the chip and place it in her actual corpse, then if we had to like root around for it in the moment, if we were like pressed for time, perhaps, because things never go smooth, and surgery, well, that just applies twice, sometimes 3 times. Except with Belmont, his arms came right off.
Okay.
Get me out of this. So on the screen it'll flash. Get me out of here.
See,
Please.
even she doesn't want to be in your butt.
Does.
It's not. She's not in my butt. She's on my spine.
You don't know that. We haven't scanned.
Yeah.
Trust but verify.
We do.
Yeah.
It said it was like a
Trust but
implant.
verify.
Okay.
But
Okay.
verify.
But yes.
But verify.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Bury that,
you may
bury
proceed
that.
with your scan. You fucking quack. But I tell you this: read only.
Oh my
If you
god.
change anything,
Read
I'll
only.
hear of it. I'll know
Read.
about it.
No edits.
I will be quite cross.
I promise to write nothing.
You getting that ass, Larry. You know what I mean? You getting that ass, Larry. That's what the fuck you do.
What are you talking about?
You let that man slide today. You gotta immediately get in somebody's ass when that happens to you. You pull their asshole open, step into their asshole, close the door behind you, take a spray paint can, right?
Uh-huh.
Larry was here. You spray paint, Larry was here, wash me, all that kind of shit. Fuck his whole asshole up. Eat some Snicker bars, throw some paper on the floor, read a newspaper, ball the paper up the newspaper, and throw the newspaper on the floor. Fuck his whole asshole up. You know what I'm saying? Then you open that asshole one more time. Open it again. Open that asshole again. Oh! Step out his ass. And leave that motherfucker wide open so he know you been there.
Oh my god.
Except in your charts. I will write in your charts.
Yeah, tramp stamps you need removed or anything?
Yeah.
Anything you want to
No.
tell us about?
Yeah.
Laser that right off.
That's right.
My whole back is tattooed, but it's not like.
What is it? Oh,
What about like the tramp section? Do you just want to get
Did
that
you leave
removed?
that blank? Just
No,
that part?
no. I have a big Yggdrasil on my back with Odin hanging from it.
Oh, all right.
okay,
Oh.
fine, whatever.
No fun.
All right. Well, it's
I mean,
time-
I have a moose head, except instead of antlers, it's butterfly wings,
Perfect.
and it's right at the small of my back, and it's
Nice. That's
Good.
super
Right.
hot.
Yeah, just
Mhm.
nestled in the roots
Yeah.
of the tree. I see.
Yeah.
right, and it says juicy, but like with 2 Z's, like it's some sort of weird portmanteau of jazzy and juicy,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
it's super classy.
That's
it's real
good.
swirly
Wow.
script. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm
All right.
confused
Sounds-
now.
That's better.
All right. So
All right. So Skoden, I'm just going to need you to lie on this exam table for like 30 seconds.
yeah.
Person inside Skoden's butt, I'm just going to need you to lie here on this exam table for 30 seconds.
You know what? If this isn't a Matrix style extractor situation, I will not be happy. Get. I gotta get out of this body.
This wants to go all the way.
Dang.
But we haven't found your
All right.
regular body.
They have
yet.
to have. I'm
We
just
have
going
to-
to say right now, at this point in time, Matrix technology has advanced to the point where that is a standard medical operating tool to extract things,
I'm into it.
bits from.
Yeah, but first we got to do that. Like first we have to do like the scope where we search around.
Okay. All right, got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you have the like
Don't be hasty.
Tupperware bowl and all that, and put it
That's
on
right.
there, and then you have
Yeah.
the motorcycle handle and
Good.
Mhm.
Okay, got it.
Precisely.
the like early 2000s iPod screen.
Yes,
on there.
make it
Okay.
happen. Make it
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, well,
It's-
I'll lie down on the table then.
It's like that, just slightly more radiation.
So I'm gonna play some really soothing music for Skoden. Just some really chill, calming, nice music. Just the little tinkling of bells and little flute, while he is laying face down on this table.
Little jazz flute for his
Yes.
jazz skull on the back.
That's right. Yep, that's right. Juicy.
All right. So I'll get the scanner and I'll put it on the small of his back down there over the sacrum.
Down there.
Ah, damn it,
Oh,
that's
oh.
cold.
Down there.
Oh, it's cold. You could have warmed it up a little bit. Come on, man.
I'm No.
Yeah, I'll just breathe on your back for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just. Oh, you actually know. I probably should have. I should have applied the gel first.
Oh no! The gel! Don't forget the gel!
Yeah. The ultrasound gel. I gotta apply that.
This is like blasting in his ears.
No! Oh my
You
god!
know what? I'm into it. This is strangely soothing.
All right, what do I need to roll?
Oh yes, please.
God almighty. What do you need to roll? The game is not designed for this.
Perception?
Yeah,
medical
let's do
procedure.
perception.
All
Yeah,
right.
let's do perception because you're just reading
You're
the screen.
yeah,
so,
reading it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, 13.
Okay.
No, I think I accidentally clicked it twice, so we need to take
Oh.
the first result.
Oh,
Oh.
I see that there. Oh,
I
my
got-
God.
I got a
Okay.
3.
3.
A
Okay.
3.
The gel. It's because you didn't use the gel.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
did- yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go with the second roll as you after you applied the gel. So, but it does
Is
does
minty?
take you a
Is
while.
it minty fresh?
It does have a minty-esque like odor, but there's also kind of like a musk to it as well.
Oh.
Yeah, there's something else in there that's not as minty.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Here.
it's the numbing agent.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Got it.
All
On your
right.
skin
So,
with sandalwood TM. Got it. All right. It's cool.
okay. So,
If you like
takes you a little
witches,
while.
you'll love
Great.
sandalwood.
It's nice.
It takes you a little while to find it, and that's partly the gel, but it's also because Dr. Vangelo, she did a good job. She just kind of snugged it right up under the tailbone there, or against the tailbone,
Oh,
Oof.
Jesus.
and it's just kind of sitting in the little curve, little
Oh
indentation.
man, am I gonna have to
freaking out right
invert
now.
his tailbone to get this thing out?
This is freaking me out right now.
That is no
Also,
fun.
the other thing is that it you've never seen anything that looks like this before. Like
Right.
it doesn't look like a standard, chip.
Interesting.
What does it look like?
Yeah. What does it look
It
like?
looks
Does it look
kind
like a
of
little shrimp
it
tail?
looks kind of like well no, it looks it looks kind of like a shark's egg sac, that they lay.
What?
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah.
They have
Those
little horns
look
on
like-
each corner. And it looks
Uh-huh.
like a little. It looks
Yep.
like a pizza pocket. It with little horns on there.
Yeah.
It's a translucent.
Yeah.
Pizza pocket.
Super cool.
It's a hot
Yeah.
pocket.
It's a,
Wow.
it's a mini
Okay.
hot pocket.
It looks like a little head crab. Okay.
Yeah. Everybody brings their own baggage to the shark egg case apparently, but yes.
Yep.
The
Definitely
Rorschach
looks like a head crab.
The Rorschach test, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, there it is. There it is. That's nice. Okay.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. So
Okay. Good.
Nice.
Excellent. Loving it.
Yep.
but it's very small. It's like I don't know the size of this eraser. Like
Yep.
Yeah, it's teeny tiny. That's huge. Wait, that eraser is like massive.
And it's under his
Yeah,
tailbone.
for being in your butt.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Well, it's that much in area, but not that much in volume, perhaps.
well, I was
Maybe
gonna
it's
say-
Right. Correct.
maybe it's like
Oh.
chewing
Not that
gum
thick.
It's been
thick.
established
Yeah.
that Miracle Worker is thick, so I assume the chip
That's
is
true.
too.
That's true.
True.
But there
True.
is like I
Looks
don't know.
can be
sorry.
deceiving.
It's,
There's a lot of
It's,
thickness.
there is thickness there. I'm sorry. This is a lot for me right now. This is a lot for me. So move. I mean, yeah.
All right, so
Content warning.
removal is going to be delicate, obviously, because
Yes.
it's not a standard chip construction. So I would imagine it might require some either extra time or specialized tools. But the important question is, what would we like to do with this information now? person inside Skoden, it sounds like you want out
Yes.
immediately, like now.
Let's do it. Because here's the thing, Skoden, as the voice is saying, I don't want to put you in any more danger. The sooner I get out, the sooner I can reconnect. And the sooner I can reconnect, the sooner there will be hell to pay.
Reconnect? Reconnect with what?
It doesn't, there's a little sharp pain. A little brain,
Ouch.
some brain thunder or lightning or something.
Little zap. Yeah.
Because she may not even know. She may not even know, but that's the feeling.
Meanwhile, WHiM is busting out his scalpels and.
No, the matrix extractor, the vacuum.
Well, I have to make the initial incision first, and then I can go in with the yeah.
I like it's TM like Matrix. It's like Matrix brand vacuum
Matrix,
extractor.
Yeah, Matrix brand fiber optic. Yeah, cyberware extractor.
Yeah, powered by Dyson. It's fine.
Yeah, it's whirlpool whirlwind technology. It just creates a vacuum and just
yeah. Yeah, I can dig
I thought you
it.
meant like Whirlpool, the brand name.
Yeah.
It's like Samsung, LG.
It probably was. It probably is an extension.
That's the machine I use to clean the site of the extraction afterwards. So I take away the Dyson and I put the Whirlpool over it, and that
the 1-2 thing. Got it. Okay.
It's a little messy, but gets the job done.
Oh dear. Is it going to leave a mark? Is it going to ruin the tattoo? God forbid.
I mean, I won't say it'll ruin the tattoo because, we have very good, skin grafting technology here, just those nano creams. So, I mean, you may have to go into your artist and get a little touch up for like the parts that lighten over the scar tissue. But I mean, that's like 15 minutes of work, really.
Yeah. Really.
Especially if your tattoo artist is a robot.
Well, there you
Light
go.
Tattoo.
Ideally,
redone.
it is.
So I want to ask a miracle worker though, are you certain you can live if you're not implanted in a host? Where will we put you? How will you survive? I'm not afraid to help you get your body back if we can be patient.
I'm not living now.
If fair from a certain point of view. It's very philosophical.
I need to go. I know you'll miss me, but I'll be back.
I have grown rather fond of you.
When more pain
you are
meds, he's
free
crying.
to do as you please.
I will. I'll return, and I'll be able to. You'll be able to see me.
If you think this is the best thing for you, then I will not stop you.
Thank you.
So Skoden brought up an interesting question. Can I jury up some sort of brain jar for this little piece of cyberware so that I can make sure it's sustained inside some sort of I don't know, preserving liquid?
Yeah, like a face hugger in a tube, right?
Yes, exactly.
During the procedure, could I contact some people to try to get a cyber animal for her to hang out in until we find her body?
Please say yes.
You could. Please say yes. Yes, you can definitely make a try at that for sure.
I assume it's 500 credits.
500 euros.
1,000. I owe you 1,000 credits.
I'll give you all the money in my wallet right now in real life if it can be one of those creepy Death Stranding babies in the in the
I have
bottle.
to find a random animal generator to see what I find at the
awesome.
market.
Oh man.
Or there's the Death Stranding baby idea. I mean, there's that too.
Just want to put that out there.
Just
on the table.
Make sure we don't
Just
put a pin in that.
Just options. We have options, people.
Options, people.
I would very much prefer to implant this in a cyber animal and not a creepy embryo baby in a jar.
Yeah, we still have to hang out with them, okay?
Well, no, because then like someone would have to carry the little like jar around and have all kinds of hoses and wires and stuff coming out of it, and it'd be super rad.
I don't want to have to.
They
rock
could like
every
look
5
around
minutes.
and everything, and be like fully sentient.
I'm not gonna
there.
be like, what is that thing from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Like
Krang.
Krang.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be
Krang,
that.
yeah.
I don't want to be that.
You don't want to
No,
be
thank
Krang.
you.
Everybody just
No.
instantly Krang.
Krang. No, I'm not. No, thank you.
All right. The cyber animal
right,
is the
so-
leading idea.
That is the leading idea. Although, I will say that all this talk of
it's
the
making you
body
hungry?
and everything. Yes.
Making me
All this talk-
hungry.
All this talk of the body and whatnot.
Yes.
And perhaps for the last time, Skoden, you suddenly get this like mental image, sort of projected inside your mind as a memory burbles up for Pepita / Miracle Worker. And it is of, lying in this bed. It's a very well appointed, comfortable bed with like, very soft, cozy sheets, that are like, kind of, like a fluffy sort of flannel, cloth with, it's like pink with like cute bunnies and happy face emojis and whatnot, and the whole room, you're lying in this bed and you're looking around, you're in this room, and the whole room has, first of all, it's well furnished with like real furniture, like made out of wood and stuff, and the overwhelming kind of visual aesthetic is very pink and yellow and light blues and stuff like that. But then there's like some posters up on the wall that are like for some pretty hardcore, like underground, rocker boy band, and other sort of like stickers and other things like kind of indicating, some level of self-expression by the resident of the room. And, you're lying there and you can feel like there are tubes hooked up to you. You can hear like a heart monitor beeping, and you see you see this man who's kind of standing off to the side. He's on his agent. He's got a little earpiece in. And he's talking, and you hear him saying like, "Well, Biotechnica just outbid you, so I don't know what to tell you. I got to go with the highest bidder." And meanwhile, there's some like med tech, some hired med tech who's like right next to your bedside. As you turn and look at him, and right as he's like injecting something into your IV drip, and then your vision just tunnels and then goes black. And you just have this like instinctive thought, like, okay, that was my room. And you know exactly where that is, which is the executive zone.
Ooh.
Oh. I know where your body is. I know I know where your body is. I know. I mean, generally. Perhaps if we get you close enough, you could I don't know, locate it or something.
Maybe. I just gotta get out. I just want to get, the sooner I'm out of the body, the sooner I can go back in the other one.
We know.
Yeah, you know where your room. Yeah, you know where your room was, obviously.
I know where my room is.
Top level of a skyscraper sized apartment block that's in the executive zone.
Right, it's in the executive zone.
That's right.
I just saw you in your room. There was a poster for name of band that you would have liked. And, what
was the band that Skoden had the poster for? I forget.
Oh shit! I have the.
Oh,
folder
yeah.
for it here. A Memory of Scorn.
Yes.
Was
That's
the
right.
name.
So she also had a Memory of Scorn poster.
Aww. I love it. So, I'll say, yeah. You're right. I am remembering. That was my room.
We can.
Whose voice was that? Do I recognize the voice? Who was on the phone talking?
Oh.
Yeah, it was Drew or Darwin Straycan. Your adoptive father.
It was Straycan talking.
It wasn't that your father, or at least
He's not my father.
Yes, your adoptive guardian, I suppose.
My owner. You mean my owner?
It does not seem as though he had your best interests at heart.
To put it mildly.
Doesn't have a heart.
Do you know if he was doing that to everyone? Were you unique in this regard?
Again, there's little like thunder, like little lightning strikes in the brain.
All right.
Meanwhile, Whim's in the background with the scalpels. So are we doing this?
Make it happen.
And
Make
I
it
came
happen.
with an armful of cyber animals. Like, which one do you like the best?
Yeah.
What are the options?
Yeah, I feel like that's if it was like a video game and Dez was playing it, you'd be like looking at Whim doing the whole Wile E. Coyote shink 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 thing. And you look over at Dooley with the armload of different cyber animals.
Yep.
And then you'd also think about like our conversation. So it's like you could, I guess, choose, depending which way you go. Like, do we try to go to where we think your body is and get you back in there? Or do we try to get you into some temporary housing, so to speak, right here is what it seems where we're at.
What animals are there?
All right, so my first two random rolls got us a bat, specifically a flying fox or an ocelot. So I thought I'd give you options because they're different. There's pros and cons. But those were my
I gotta go with
two.
the flying fox.
All right.
Yay!
So I just come in with this giant, I think it's cute, but probably no one else does, cybered out bat. And I'm like, look how cute it is. Like, flapping.
It's like Dracula. Yes, I want that one. That's it. That's the one. That's the one. So like flashing on the screen, like yes.
All right. It looks like we have a plan. She wants to be in the bat. Not the butt, the bat.
I mean, who would?
Yeah, they just
really?
spelled it wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
From butt to bat, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, we're doing this thing.
Poor Skoden.
What?
It's like dawning on me, like that sucks. That's just horrible. Oh my god.
It's just a tube from your butt to the bat's butt, and then the little like chip just goes between.
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Tube.
Since it's a unique piece. David, that's what you were saying. It's a unique microchip.
Yeah.
So are there precautions or
Well,
this go horribly wrong? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. So WHiM
You're doomed.
does not have any points. WHiM does not have any points in cyber medicine, right? Or whatever it's called.
In
Cyber
what
medicine.
specifically? Because I have points in.
You have cryo system. Okay, and then what is it? Tech, cyber tech. That's what I was
But
saying.
it's surgery that actually does installation and removal of cyberware.
Okay, fair enough. And then you have a 4 in cyber tech, which is pretty good.
And I have a 4 in
Nice.
surgery, so both are essentially identical at this moment.
Okay.
So
Well, we'll start with the surgery roll. It is going to be a tough one. We'll put it at a 17.
All right. We'll see how it goes. Is there anything I can do to
roll a 30 again?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
All right, are we all ready?
But
No.
yeah, you can always spend luck if you fail horribly.
Does
you
he have
know?
a bonus for having like an assistant?
Mm-hmm. An assistant, please. This is pretty fucking critical. Why
For
are you
having done a scan before, so he knows exactly where it is.
He
or
knows where it
anything?
is.
He did do a scan.
he's
Okay,
cutting
I'll give you a
twice.
+2.
He's measuring twice to cut once. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
I'll give you a +2 for the scan.
Okay.
And then I'll say you'll need the assistant, or otherwise you'd have a penalty. So
Yeah.
I guess you would call Astasia in, right?
Yep. She's very excited. She gets to hold the petri dish that the
Ooh.
cyber will transfer from Skoden to the fox bat.
Yeah. Do you trust her? Is she gonna run away with it? I'm scared now.
No, she's very reliable. She's in love with me.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's the least reliable. That's the least reliable person. But okay. All right. That's one way to look at it.
Yeah. All right. So rolling with a +2 then.
Yep.
All right. Let's see how this goes.
Oh my gosh.
20.
All right.
Success.
There you go.
Yes. Yay. Fox bat.
I was getting ready to try to donate some of this luck. I was like, come on, buddy, let's go.
Okay. So.
All right.
All right.
Success.
So does that
You have
does that
extracted the chip.
Okay.
The chip goes into the petri dish.
Mm.
Now,
Step
I will
2.
say one thing. As you were extracting the chip, you did notice that essentially, like, you know, if you picture the shark 8 case with the little horns on two little horns on either side, it's like those had almost like grown out and connected in with the bone lacing that was going around Skoden's bones. So you actually had to snip them. So for Miracle Worker,
Sorry.
basically, like, you go from having full sensory perception of everything to suddenly being in like a sensory deprivation tank. It's total darkness, no sight, sound, anything.
So like that white void we were in before, except
Worse.
yeah, because like not black, but less than that, just nothing. Like what you see when you try to look out of your elbow at something.
Yeah.
Just nothingness forever in every direction. Wow.
I'll be in my
it's-
void if you need me.
I'll be in my void.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of in another wasteland
Yeah, exactly.
again.
So, you know, and then like what, and like you'd have to take Skoden in for like a really high level, you know, imaging test. But what you could see just from you were working with the incision is like, it's like the chip essentially hacked into his central nervous system through the bone lacing.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
So those arms were functional.
Mhm.
They were poking into stuff.
Ooh.
All right. Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
so into
Okie dokies.
into the flying fox we go.
Sure. I mean, it's a cyber animal, so it just has the
Make it happen, man.
sort of, you know, the vat grown tissue and muscles and everything on the outside.
Yep.
But when you cut it open, you know, you've got the kind of, it's not an android, but, you know, the robot body, I guess you could say, on the inside.
Plug and play. Much easier.
Yeah.
Well, except not so much.
Okay. Why did we do this whole thing? Why did we get so excited for him to
Don't
just
worry. It's gonna work out.
Got this.
All right, so I'll need another surgery roll This one would be heroic though, so I'll need a 21.
Oh
difficulty.
no.
Not bad.
Oh
boy.
my god. All right. 21
Can we
difficulty.
add bonuses here? We having luck?
No
What's
bonuses
going-
this time.
No.
Sadly. Luck,
Why are
luck,
you so
luck
like
if he
this?
fails, of course. Luck if he
All
fails.
right.
Why are you
Let's
like
see what I
this?
got.
Oh,
26.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah.
You can't stop this bat. You can't stop it.
Yay! Excellent. High five.
what a time to
all
roll a
around.
10.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude.
Okay.
For those of you following along at home, that was a
Yes.
20 critical success for a total of 26.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Clutching it with whim.
Nice. Sweet.
So you have a brainwave as you're working on this thing, and you're like, oh well, yeah. If it just hacked in through the wiring on the bone lacing into the central nervous system, all I have to do is just attach it to the CPU on this, cyber bat, and it'll do the same thing.
Oh, of course.
And sure enough, you kind of snuggle it up under the CPU, and the little claws go, and just click in, and Miracle Worker is back online inside a fruit bat.
Yeah. Wait, so what can I see? What is going on? Like, do the eyes turn on? Like little red glowing?
Yeah, everything's like, comes back on. It's not as good as where you were before because you're seeing through these like eyes that weren't really designed to be anything more than just basic sensory receptors, So, and there's no central nervous system, so you're numb. You can't feel anything, but you're
Right.
aware of your body. You're aware of the body. You can move it. You can
Okay.
flap the wing.
Yeah.
You just can't. You have no touch sensation.
And I
so-
can't speak either.
Correct. Yeah.
I'll buy a speaker if you need me to. It's the robot. We can make
It's the
this
robot.
happen.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
I mean, so I start flapping around the room, and I'm gonna land on. Where's Skoden? Is he like laying
lying
still face down?
Yeah, I feel like I'm
still-
laying there. I've
His
been
butt
knocked out
out.
this whole time.
I have yet to
I mean,
stick
yeah,
him up.
you're under. Yeah.
So I'm gonna fly around the room in happiness, and then I'm going
Well,
to what?
Sorry, I don't want to like contradict that, but just keep in mind this whole time you're inside the equivalent of like an ambulance. It's a very small, cramped, thing. So if you want to fly around, that's fine. You're just gonna be knocking shit over.
That's fine. I don't care.
Oh,
I'm knocking stuff over.
Somebody stop it!
I'm
Somebody
getting
throw it in the
flashbacks
cage.
to like Friday or Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. The fucking parakeet.
Yes, we literally
It doesn't
just
light on
watched
fire.
that.
It
Like
doesn't
over the
light on
weekend.
fire. It does not light on fire. It's flying, and then it'll land. Okay, so it gets started to get. Are you all like swiping at it?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
I'm like, yeah.
So there's a little bit of a flight of like, oh, I can fly. This is amazing, and then I'll land on the middle of Skoden's upper back between his shoulder blades, and I'll just sit there.
That's weird.
Was that boring? That's weird.
No, it's
No,
you
I'm
guys
just
have a
I'm just picturing it. I'm like, that's freaky. As Wim's like trying to stitch him up, this brute bat's just like staring at him.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
Draped
watching
over
it.
the shoulders.
Yeah, I'm
All right.
watching.
Fair enough. It's
Sounds
not a
good.
sterile environment.
It is certainly not. So
All
yeah,
right.
he's got a good immune system.
Yeah,
getting
that's
better.
right.
He's,
All right.
he's a healthy boy. He has a body of 10.
Yeah, and I mean,
All right, so yeah, you-
have all those toxin filters and all that kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
there you
It's
go.
got really high resist all TM.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
yeah, because the sign out front says like 2 arms, 0 deaths, sterility not guaranteed. This
Yep.
is known. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I got to change the sign now, but I mean,
Right.
there's still no deaths, but I've done some pretty cool shit now.
It's true. Cut out your little sign.
Yeah, crits for your bits. Like
Mm.
Yeah, so good. That's perfect.
All right, so Skoden is dermasealed back up and brought back around by Astasia and we've got a fruit bat who's hanging upside down from a rank
An IV drip.
pipe or something. Yeah, an
Yeah.
IV drip.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you're all inside this meat wagon, and I think that is where we will leave it off for this one. And we will allow you. I'll give you guys a week to mull over what your next move may be. But yeah, for now, the ghost is out of the machine. The ghost is out of the shell, so to speak, and into another shell.
All right.
Huzzah.
Yay!
That was intense.
That
I
was.
didn't know if that was even possible.
Oh, but it is, and it was.
Well,
With those
yeah,
rolls,
I'll just say that. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Jesus, I know.
Yeah,
I'll just say that the chip is out, but there were other things that were left behind.
Oh.
So
Why is he harshing our mellow? Like this isn't cool, man.
building that
well,
cliffhanger.
now I'm gonna give you back your mellow in the form of improvement points.
Yeah.
Huzzah.
Oh, okay, all right, I forgive you.
Did we actually make it to
good.
the end of the chapter where we get group points, or did we still only get through like half a bullet point, and so we have to have individual points?
I'm curious about that.
No, so this
too.
was the last bullet point of this chapter.
We did it!
So you did it.
Yay! For
But
once.
you have one more chapter before we get to group IP award.
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
All right, but still, we did a
Because
bullet
the
point,
group
guys.
goal is
We did it.
return Pepita to her body, right?
Right.
That's the
That's
group goal.
yes.
So
Correct.
we'll do that next time.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So first of all, WHiM and his heroics. I mean, last mini session, yeah, we were joking about like how the cyberarms came off so easily. They're probably like some new model with like a quick release button like on the inside. You just have to push it and they pop off.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you did that, and then So first of all, I'm going to give WHiM a new rep here, and I'm going to give WHiM a rep of I don't know, like ace surgeon or
Yeah.
hot shot surgeon, something like
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah,
Sounds good.
definitely.
Yeah. And so right now it's something that's not widely known, but the word's going to get out. So we'll put it at rep 2 for now, and it'll go up very quickly.
Okay.
And then I think you were at 2 before, right?
I was actually at 3 with because I was
Okay,
a
we'll put
unrepentant
it at-
cyberjacker.
Ooh.
Unrepentant cyberjacker. That's right. Well,
Nice.
that will stay at 3 for the time being, but we'll
Sure.
keep an eye on the other one as it goes up. Yeah.
Sounds good.
But let's see here. Very clever. Okay, so you're an explorer / role player. Let's see here. Role-playing actions are critical to the player in this game session. Role-playing actions are critical to the entire party in this game session.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So that's 70 IP for WHiM.
Yeah.
All right. I
And
can
of
get
course,
my.
when we say, yeah.
What's up?
Oh,
I was
you
gonna
get your rank improvement.
Yep.
Yes.
Nice.
MedTech 5.
Very
Wow.
good. Very good.
Well, that fits. But let's see, for Dez, I like let's see here. Very effective or clever use of investigation or exploration activities to uncover an important person, place, clue, or thing. I think that's pretty good.
Mhm.
And was critical to the character in this game session. Yes.
Mm.
So we'll say 60 for Miracle Worker.
Great. Thank
Mhm.
you.
How you doing there? Are you getting close to your goals of being able to buy
No.
something?
No, I'm nowhere
What?
close. It's a 500.
What do you want to do? Up your
Right?
No.
It's 500. It's 400.
No. It's do you want to get up to 5 interface 5?
Yes.
That's 300.
Yeah.
I had 330 last time. Okay, so
Well.
again,
Now you can buy more stuff with it.
cool.
You can get your.
That's
All right, so I'm at interface 5 now.
Great. Good.
Yes. Thank you very much. I will stop.
And you'll
complaining.
have 80 points or 90 points left over.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
Continue.
No, that's how we know a pod person. She's like, I love Roll20. These points are great.
This is amazing.
Totally makes sense.
I'm happy about everything. Thank you, everyone.
Hmm.
No, I do say thank you, but I still
Yeah,
complain.
you do.
Yeah.
All right, and then Rainy is a socializer / role
Oh
player.
yes.
No.
She went and found she found me some animals, and she sailed a
know.
fucking ship and saved our asses multiple times, and was panicking, which was great.
Got
Indeed.
us that job in the first place.
Yep.
It did get us the job that almost got us killed. So
Yeah,
there's that.
it was good.
That's what fixers are supposed to do, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
It almost got us killed. I don't know. We were
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was
we
all
would have
good.
been okay, if you hadn't passed out and left me all alone.
Well, that
or
was
if you hadn't tried to
awkward.
sacrifice a dude and left me all alone.
Also awkward, yes.
I don't remember it that way. I'm gonna have to re-listen.
Roll the tape.
That's not how it went down in my. Yeah, exactly.
Roll that beautiful Michael Bean footage.
Read it back to the home stenographer.
Yes.
All right. So I think for both Skoden and Julie, we had some very effective and clever use of role playing throughout.
Absolutely.
And unless there's anything else, would we say they were critical role playing actions? How does one define a
Yes.
role playing action?
I think Skoden had some criticals. I don't think I was critical. I think I was mostly here for entertainment.
No, you friggin' drove a ship. You steered the ship. That's
Yeah.
huge.
True.
You had your
True.
audition
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Oh, the audition. Yeah.
The
yeah.
talking
Which,
with the.
To be fair, I just want to talk to
assailants.
Discord for a second. Hold on. Hey,
Oh, oh,
Discord.
Oh.
And maybe also just shout out, join the Esoteric Order of Role Players Discord. Link in the doodly doo. But it wasn't for no
where you can
reason.
talk to the players.
Yeah, guess what? We're talking to you right now. You don't even have to join Discord. We're telling you now.
Audition was not for no reason.
That's
The
right.
goal was to be a distraction so they could get to a node. It just didn't work out that way because they got busy being mad at plastic. Okay, it wasn't my fault.
They got distracted by themselves.
We did. We distracted ourselves with ourselves.
doing
Oh,
it for
dear.
no reason. I see you, Discord. You think I don't read
Yep.
that? Yeah, I heard you.
Yes.
Oh my.
Yes.
All right. Well, that alone might have just kicked it over to the socializer column.
It did. For real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's see here.
Certainly.
Players' participation in supporting the group was a very important part of helping the group work together to accomplish its goals.
Yes. I don't know why we're debating
It's
this.
something very effective or clever that encouraged or helped the group overall.
Yes.
I think it's out of game, though. I think it's out of game because that's the socializer piece, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So for Skoden and Dooley, we're going to go with 50 for each of you.
Nice.
Nice.
Into it.
Huzzah.
Good.
50.
Oh, 50. And yeah, I sent that combat video out for, it wasn't for
Oh.
tonight's session. It was for next week. So
Ah.
prepare thyselves.
We watched it,
But if you had any
Oh.
questions,
before.
Okay.
about that.
Yeah.
No,
Cool.
I'm just gonna dump all of these points into some sort of grenades.
Yeah, just
That's
remember.
what I learned from the video.
Yeah,
Hey,
grenades
have grenades
are grenades are based off of your athletics, just so everyone remembers.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Because there's no
good.
throwing weapon skill. It's just based off athletics and dex.
And when athletics is a double point. Gross.
Is it?
Also, I would say that you can do suppressive fire even if you don't have the auto fire skill. It would just be a D10 plus reflexes roll,
Oh no, it's
so
not a double. It's just a. What's the asterisk ones?
Oh, it's everyone starts with every
those are the
character will start
default
with
ones.
those.
every
Yeah.
every
Okay.
person's skill. Yeah.
Oh, but athletics is dex based, so that's actually okay for me.
Yeah,
Awesome. Sweet.
you can be chucking grenades left and right.
Yeah. Just
Yay.
so deftly.
Love it.
I like
Awesome.
That's right.
base
Just
14 athletics. So
blow up all that cover.
That works.
Yeah.
good there.
Yeah, we'll be ready for fast and effective combat.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, and I picked up a few tactics myself. Like, I could be
No.
doing that with my NPCs.
Wait a minute.
No.
What are you doing? You're doing none of that.
Hey.
No. Don't look at those things. That's not for you. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I did love the section where he was like talking about like, you can close to like melee range and brawl with them or melee weapon them, and it like is a way to negate cover because you're all up in their face. And I'm like, I know, I'm good at that.
Yeah, I've done that a few times already.
That's what I do.
You
Also,
can
I
ask
was
around,
reminded
oh,
of-
wait, they're dead.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was reminded of that melee weapons cut the stopping power in half too, so you might want to get that tomahawk out next time.
That's true.
Yeah, I should probably buy up my melee weapons a little bit because it's only 4 right now, I want to say.
That's decent. That's decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Anyway,
Hey, it's higher than my
we'll see
lip
how it
reading.
goes.
Indeed.
Nice.
But this has probably been a pretty long session by the time I stitch everything together, so we'll wrap it up. Yeah,
Make sure to make multiple saves.
Yeah.
I will.
Jeez.